Woo! What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? My name is Simon, better known as Vacant. Welcome to the Manga Raisers Community Happy Hour Podcast, episode 129. How was that for a quick intro?
It wasn't bad.
There we go. 10
I liked it.
10. Oh. Someone
I'm putting the bowl
smashing
down.
a good time.
I was going to say that's a Greek celebration. I loved it so much, I'm going to throw a plate. I'm going to fuck you, crocodile.
Opa! Skinyasos!
The Manga Raiders Happy Hour does endorse plate smashing, except in domestic abuse cases. Anyway, let's move on. My name is Simon, better known as Vacant. You've heard that off the top already. To my virtual left is not Manimal. Barry Goldman is currently absent, but he might be with us later. We'll see. In his place, well, or rather in his own place, he hasn't hopped over the border to Canada, to my knowledge, is Matt, better known as Coryn.
It's me, and I have a problem.
Uh-oh. What's the problem?
I bought some peach moonshine that actually had peaches in it. The problem is, the peaches taste like moonshine, and the moonshine tastes like peaches, but the peaches have absorbed all the alcohol. So I keep eating these peaches that taste like nothing like peaches.
So you're eating...
And also, you can't keep it in the freezer because there's so much water in the peaches that it actually causes the moonshine, the whole thing, to freeze. Or turn into slush at the very least.
So you're eating deadly moonshine pizza. Peaches, not pizza.
Deadly moonshine peaches. Not deadly, but I'm feeling it.
I'd try moonshine pizza, though. That sounds awesome.
Oh, God, no, it doesn't.
That's a beautiful disaster, that right there.
I think next time I need to get the apple pie because it doesn't have anything in it.
Maybe your peaches are little Captain Ginyus, and they've done the body swap thing with the moonshine, so they've traded places in taste.
I don't know if peaches have that ability.
And speaking of which, I don't know if when Captain Ginyu did that, he also transferred his own taste as well. Like, if you licked Captain Ginyu pre and post transformation, don't know if would that be the same or different? I don't know.
I mean, it's different physical matter, but would he have the same sense of taste because he has separate taste buds now?
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
I mean, like, would Captain Ginyu even know what to eat? Like, because if he's a weird purple man, what if he can only, like, weird specific berries from, like, 5 planets?
Yeah,
and then
what if he has a peanut allergy?
And then he thinks he still needs to eat those. Or something. Yeah, what if he has a peanut allergy? He doesn't know his new body has a peanut allergy.
I mean...
What if all his current food is poisonous to his new body?
Maybe he has to figure this out in the fight. Do you know in Shonen when they talk to each other a lot? And he's like, "Yo, Goku, you will finish now. Also, is there any allergies I need to know about? Just say hypothetically, we were going to go out and plan
What's your opinion on shellfish?"
Mind you, Goku's that dumb that he'd just eat anything anyway, so it wouldn't even matter.
All right, Berter, let's go home and eat some arsenic pie. I love it.
I mean, a Saiyan's probably immune to arsenic.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. They're immune to, like, planet-destroying blasts. Well, not immune, but certainly, don't feel the full effects of them, so...
Definitely resilient.
Some kind of defense against it, at the very least. But also with us as well, eating moonshine pizza is Nairbons.
Hey, I ain't done nothing this week, so that's about it.
Well, fair enough. You have listened and tuned in to... Not listened. That's...
You are currently listening to...
There you go, that's the one. It is late at night. I'm just going to preface it. Every recording's that, so I don't know why I use this as an excuse. I'll wheel this out every week and go, I'm tired, it's late. It's all good.
It's extra late.
It's extra late. It's not even as late as we normally go. It's 12:40 a.m. at the moment, which isn't too bad because we normally go to 2 to 3 a.m. But fuck all that shit because we have something important to talk about, and that is the spring season, which...
The promised episode we lost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Spoilers for anyone who cares. We did record this 2.5-hour episode 2 weeks ago, as we always do, the first week of the month before. We'll do our season, where possible, our season preview. However, due to some technical difficulties, we lost it. And then obviously it was the anniversary episode, so we had to do that. So we've gone on to this now. We're going to get it. Don't worry. We're still going to preview all that goodness. Hopefully Manimal will join us as well, and we'll do that. But before we get into that, very quickly, Coryn, how was your week? What have you been up to? And what's been going down?
Well, before a week, I have to say, coincidentally, we're actually recording this on the first day of spring, so it is kind of special.
Oh,
in a way.
Yeah, we
didn't mean to do it, but it happens to be the first day of spring when we're recording this. Just delayed a little bit. My week was okay. It could have been better. Week itself was busy, but Saturday night I got to go out to a friend's place and we just drank some beers and played some video games, and that was fun. The troubles started that night as well, though. Because you see, when I was going down to his place, I hit the mother of all potholes. Just the worst. Like, I could hear it, like, scraping along the bottom of my car. It was bad.
I was going to say, that's pretty hefty.
I got to his place, and it was fine. But then when I was leaving, it was good for, like, a first mile or so, but then when I climbed up on the highway, my car just died, and I rolled off to the side. As it turns out, what basically has happened, between just normal wear and tear and the impact, my fuel pump shook itself apart.
Ooh.
Huh.
Yeah, so, not the worst thing in the world. It's fixed now. I have it back. But, yeah, that happened. So, hopefully I can go at least in 2 weeks without having to take my car into the shop, which is now my previous record, it feels like, because I was in the shop 2 weeks ago getting a bunch of other things fixed.
I mean, we've known over the history of the podcast over the last 2-3 years, not had the best amount of luck with these cars.
I haven't. I mean, honestly, it was fine until I got out of college. I never had any issues.
Yeah, you drive a shit ton, though, because you're an American.
I don't drive that much. It's like half an hour each way.
That's still like several miles a day.
That's half my country.
I was going to say, I mean, my work's 10
I understand it's different from you and your postage stamp of a nation, but it's really pretty. Not really very much in America.
I was going to say, half an hour was my first job, and that was like, God damn. This is a long-ass time to go. But fuck.
I don't know. It's fixed now, and I'll be real careful with it until then. But otherwise, yeah, the week's been pretty good. I mentioned earlier before we started that I spent most of my day today surveying the school, but that went pretty smoothly, so no complaints there. Hopefully the rest of the week will be a little less stressful than last week.
Yeah, you were busy as fuck last week.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. It's a more chilled one. You can afford to eat those moonshine peaches now. You're all good. It's easy street, and you just drop on the moonshine peaches. Maybe
Today's not a good day for silverware or bowls.
Well, I have a fork to eat the peaches with, because I'm not just going to plug them out with my hands.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like I should be eating them with like one of those tiny little like martini forks for the olives.
Ah, yeah.
Wow, you just kind of tilt the bottle back and you don't even chew them. You just swallow them whole like a duck.
Oh, God, no. I mean, they're not like, they haven't turned to mush. They're still like normal peaches. I'd choke to death.
Like a duck.
Just,
duck.
like a duck. Or a duck's penis.
Are you a coward or are you a duck?
Don't be
not
a duck.
Now,
Now
definitely not a duck. I think there's other options.
No, there's really not.
Oh.
Every duck is courageous. Just look at the mighty ducks. Proof be needed. They were a bloody lovely bunch of guys.
That duck that I accidentally killed by falling on it, he was a hero.
That's why you had a 3-gun salute for him afterwards.
Yeah. Rip duck. Rip Nair's duck. Well, he wasn't your duck, thankfully.
No, he wasn't my duck. That's what makes it worse.
It would be worse.
Especially sad if he killed his own duck, his pet duck.
Or somebody else. Oh, no. Let's not talk
Only talked if he fell on his pet duck, killed his pet duck, and then his father said, "We're having duck tonight."
Oh, no.
Oh, but the salt from my tears would make it so tasty.
It'd be like that episode of The Simpsons when he accidentally cooks his lobster, Homer, and he's just sitting there sobbing as he's eating it.
Oh, I love Mr. Pinches.
Oh, and I know you said that nothing happened there. Is there anything you want to mention, or do you want me to kick in with my week?
No, like I went over to a game night with my wife's cousin and her,
Oh.
husband and just a group of other people. And it was, a group of people who loves some board and card games.
Yeah.
And right as we were figuring out, like, Wizard Duel, the card game, they go, okay, let's do something new. And I'm like, no, I just figured this one out.
I don't like them sort of forced socializing things. Do you know when you don't know the person? And it's like, no!
It was a little weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good people, but it was the mixture of unfamiliar people with completely unfamiliar games.
Yeah. I had to do one with my girlfriend ages ago. We went across to one of our co-worker and her boyfriend's house. And we went there, and she's good mates with my girlfriend, but I've never met her boyfriend, he's never met me. And we were playing Overcooked, the PS4 game. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one.
I'm familiar.
I've heard of it, yeah.
So it's a
fun party game.
Yeah, it's like a fun multiplayer game. You just, serve up stuff and you take roles in the kitchen and stuff. But like, they were taking it real seriously, like, and being too like, you need to get those dishes! Get them goddamn dishes! That he didn't speak like that. I don't know why I gave him that accent, but like he was getting really into it and talking about dishes. It's like, I've never met you before. Ease the fuck up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to chill the fuck out.
You gotta play like Gangbusters or something.
You need to have fun. Don't be competitive.
Gang Beast, that's the one. Gang Beast is super fun.
Is it? I need to play it. I've actually seen it.
It's like a weird platform like wrestling game where you have like the hand-eye coordination of a toddler.
It's all based on like ragdoll physics. It's great.
Yeah, it's really fun, and you can do some like crazy stuff where like a dude will pick you up and try to throw you over like a ledge, and then like you in midair will like connect to like the handrail with your pinky toe, and then flip him off the ledge instead.
There's some crazy like somersault bullshit that goes on. It's fun.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll have to definitely check that out because I love that kind of shit. Surgeon Simulator, Octodad was a fun one. Playing that one, especially when you play it with the shared controls. So like,
God, it is just Combat Octodad, isn't it?
It is. It's Octodad mixed with Smash.
Smash Brothers, yeah.
Oh, that does sound good. Right, we'll be getting on Gang Beast. Gang Beast, let's play coming.
If you do come to America, you need to make sure you bring your Elgato.
Oh yeah, I can do. I can actually do that. That's something I can do. So I'm bringing a camera. Fuck bringing a tripod, we can buy one there. I'm not carrying that with me. And yeah, we'll do that. That's cool. I'm gonna make
You know what that means, Matt? One of us is getting a free tripod.
Well, yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go, actually, I've grown quite attached to this one. I'll put it back with me. But, yeah. I guess in terms of my week then, real quick, it's snowed again, so even though it's the first day of spring, there is still snow on the ground. It's clearing up now, hopefully, for the last time for a long while this year, because, boy, I'm tired of seeing snow now. As much as I love me some winter, it's March. It's middle to the end of March. We don't need it no more.
Lousy smarts weather.
Goddamn March. Fuck you, March. It kind of put paid to a few of the plans that I had because we were going to go pub, and then it was so icy. We're like, fuck that, didn't go there. We're going to go to the theme park. It's reopened for the spring. Brand new ride and everything. We're going to go check that out today, actually. And still snowy, wind and shit. So like most of the shit's closed. Do you know in the theme park if it's like?
I can understand why the theme park would be a bust, but I don't see why you couldn't make it to the pub.
It was just.
It couldn't have been that icy.
We were being lazy. I mean, the paths were icy. We could have just drove. Like it was. Well, actually, no. Don't go to the pub and drive. But
even then, I don't know. It's hard to say.
But like drunk driving with ice on the road actually cancel each other out, and you're just in a straight line.
No, I'm just trying to understand what British icy roads are. Icy sidewalks, perhaps.
Pretty icy, just because, I mean, our roads and shit are so old, most of them, and just, it's all pieces of shit. Like, my road is on a bank, and it does not get gritted. So, like, my pavement and the road itself are fucking death trapped if it ices over. But it is funny, because it's there's a school at the top of the road, so you'll see no end of people attempting the climb and failing. No one's seriously hurt, but anyway. So, sad times for the snow. Kind of fucked everything up. that I was going to do. Caught up on Black Clover and My Hero Academia in terms of reading. Started DeathTube as well, which is something that we've been kindly asked to watch due to me failing challenge, but we'll discuss that in a later episode because I need to get a bit more into it. Also,
I need to get farther into that as well.
Yeah, 2 chapters in, so there we go. Need to do a fair few more before we can really talk about it. I think Manimal's got a lot further than us, so we're all good. I'm looking to do 2 or 3 volumes, and then we're okay with that. Other than that, I've kind of been on a Netflix binge. So I watched, I've been watching 2 shows on Netflix so far. I watched Good Morning Call. Wasn't my choice, this was the girlfriend's. It's based off a manga, but it's a live-action Japanese show, and really the first live-action Japanese show that I've seen, in terms of those ones, like manga adaptations. And it's really weird, because it's kind of nice. It's like a shoujo. It's a whole, romance thing, but a lot of the stuff that you see in anime has translated, like the kind of acting and reactions to stuff is in live action, and it looks even weirder in live action. So do you know when someone's shocked and they're sort of like, they jump away? Like, they play that out. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean, because I've watched some Kamen Rider in my time, and they do a similar thing. I mean, of course, it's also basically the Power Rangers for them. Very similar, they got Super Sentai, but Kamen Rider's basically just Power Rangers with one Power Ranger and maybe some friends. But yeah, very similar. And, they have a lot of similar thing with the K-dramas, because I've seen a few of those, the Korean dramas. I've enjoyed a couple of the ones I've seen. I've never, really gotten into anyone, but I've seen a few episodes of a couple on occasion. And it's a very similar sort of thing, where it's kind of the overplayed reactions.
Yeah, it threw me off.
And I think that's ultimately just a cultural thing for sort of East Asian,
I was going to say, it's probably just how they dramatize something, and obviously that's translated into the manga as well. I always thought it was a unique anime sort of thing of over-dramatize this, but then we have it in our cartoons and stuff and our live-action shit, so different. I
mean, there's certainly an appeal to it, I think, because, I mean, early movies were all about overreacting to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Old, melodramas is definitely similar in tone.
I mean, we still have it in infomercials. That's some of the best overreacting that I've ever seen in my life. That's a skill that some of those guys get.
I'd love to be an infomercial actor. Oh my god, that sounds so fun. I can throw Cheetos all over the floor. I cannot get stuff out of my cabinets.
I can't flip this omelet without killing a child. You may think I'm slumming it in the commercials, but I am a star in Korea.
Oh god, I do love them. It's like just collecting a glass from a commercial.
Yeah, I bet infomercials are good money too. You get to do 5 minutes of work and get paid however much. But honestly, 5 minutes or so. How many takes do you think they really need to show a dude failing to flip over a pancake?
Well, it's a matter of takes and how long they stay. A lot of those, if you found any kind of stuff in your soup, you can sue for $1 bazillion. Those have been going for years.
Yeah.
All those Life Alert commercials. That grandma's already dead, but she's been calling for help because she fell down for at least a decade.
No, she's possessed the commercial. It's her ghost calling for help. She needs half solution.
I'd love a
help! I'm falling and I can't give up. And the Life Alert guys are just like, "Ghost Grandma, please stop haunting us."
We can't help.
I've fallen straight into hell.
We can't help you up in death. Please go away.
Oh, that'd be a great episode title if it wasn't the spring season. We'd help you up in death.
What I'd love is if they hit
Life Alert's licensed necromancers are here on standby.
I want an updated advert of that, a decade later. She's just there looking even more haggard, going, "I've been asking for help for years, you assholes. What's going on?"
There's just a skeleton pressing a button.
I hope you all burn in hell. My cat's chewed off my legs. Anyway, the other thing I've been watching over the Good Morning Call was Be the Beginning, if anyone caught that.
That name sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is.
Launched a few days ago. I think it was the 16th. I think, maybe, possibly. I don't know, I might be off base with that. But yeah, it launched all 12 episodes. They did announce it a couple of years ago. It's an original production for Netflix. And it's because I've realized something that I kind of always knew, but never sort of clicked in mentally. I can binge dubbed episodes far easier than I can subbed. I don't know why I can watch dub back to back. Maybe it's because you're not reading, so you're not as actively paying attention, I guess. But
I mean, I know if I'm watching subs, like every time I need to like get up and pee or something, I have to pause the episode. So
yeah,
if I want to like look down at my phone, I gotta pause the episode. If somebody sends me a text message or I get a call or something.
Yeah, stuff like that gets you out of it, I guess. But because if I watch like 2 episodes of a sub, then that feels like a real chunk. But this, I watched in like 3 blocks of 4, and I just watched like episode and finished it in like 3 days. And should I go into it now? No, fuck it. We'll do it next week. I'll go into it next week, actually, because we've got a lot of shit to cover already, so we should probably get into it. But yeah, it was okay. I'll talk about it more next week when we do all the season, the winter season recap and stuff. So,
you could also get into Devilman as long as you're going through Netflix anime.
That's the one I've lined up next, because I was going to watch, Children of the Whales. My girlfriend's just finished that one. She's binged that in 2 days, which is a other one they went on. I want to watch Aiko, and Devilman Crybaby is the next one that I'm probably going to binge, and just sort of smash them out, because it's really easy, just 12 episodes. Devilman's only 10 into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it dubbed?
It might be. I didn't watch it dubbed.
Okay.
There were some really funky parts that here's this Japanese character flawlessly speaking English, and everyone goes, "Oh, you speak English so well," but it's just we have Devilman in America. We must stop Devilman.
To be fair, with anime, no, when they actually have an English speaker and they sound English or American with their accent, it's more jarring. Because I remember Ina Yoshiki did it from the fall season. There was on an airplane, and everyone's speaking Japanese, obviously all the episodes Japanese, and the baby starts crying, not an American. It's crying in English. And then the dad just turns, and he's got like a really strong American accent and just goes, "I'm so sorry. I apologize." And it proper threw me off. I was like, wait, what? This guy? They've got an American accent actor for this?
If you ever get the chance to watch the first 5 minutes of the second Evangelion reboot movie, watch it in Japanese, and you just get to see a guy who's supposed to be breaking terrible news, and everyone is acting shocked in reaction, but they're more just confused to, what the hell did this guy just say? That's not English.
Yeah, I still remember the scene in, what's the one, God, the names just escape me. It's in my mind with, where we talked about on the last episode where it was our very first video. What was that anime?
Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon, where they have a scene where Remy is speaking English to an American guy. And she was supposedly raised in New York. Both of them are the most unintelligible accents in the sub.
I only watched it.
Hey, motherfucker, I'm mad scientist. It's so cool.
Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
but he's actually Japanese. It's fun. But when
That's
there's
just
two characters who are supposedly raised in America and speak English so heavy Japanese that I can barely understand it.
I can't imagine watching Black Lagoon.
Hire an American actor on occasion. They exist in Japan even. You don't have to go that far.
Oh, but see, the best case scenario from that is the dubs from Mega Man X4 and Mega Man 8, where they just have the 2 English-speaking people in the Capcom building become the characters, and you get, "Mega Man, you must stop Dr. Wowie from getting the energy cubes." Or, "What am I fighting for?"
Yeah, just because they're the only ones available, I guess it doesn't mean that they're the best. Not necessarily the best choices.
No, but they are the cheapest choices.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, I know they reused the voice actor for Dante and Ken in a whole lot of stuff because he is the good actor in the Capcom Japan building. He's also one of the chief translators, I think. So,
Get me the Gaijin, the good one, for God's sake.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Spring season, as you said,
Wait,
it is the
Can
first...
we make... I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you.
No, okay.
Before we go into spring season, can I make one note about what we've been watching this week? Just one.
Of course you can.
Okay, so a couple of episodes ago, I think we talked about how I was really appreciative, and I think we all kind of were, about how Pop Team Epic was continuing its in-joke of the idol show that did actually exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in this last episode, it turned into fucking Madoka Magica. Where it's from the guy's point of view, he's like, 5 years ago, what's-her-face died for me. Now she's going to do it again after I asked Geyer to bring her back to life. How am I going to save her?
I can't wait.
Out of nowhere.
There's still like one or two more episodes of everything, isn't there?
I think there's only one episode of Pop Team Epic left.
Yeah.
It's on episode 11.
Pop Team Epic and Kokaku, Hekata Tankatsu, all them are on episode 11, so they've got that penultimate episode. And then Darling the Franks is a week behind, and I can't remember what else. But yeah, pretty much the season's wrapping up.
Yeah, all the shows that started first are going to wrap up this upcoming week, and then the rest are going to start trickling in, except for the 24-episode ones, obviously.
Yeah. Garu should finish then this season, because that was a 2-core from the fall.
Yeah.
And then
Garu's pretty much racing towards its climax.
And then Darling and Franks is obviously going to carry on into the spring, so we'll carry on talking about that. But yeah, next week I guess will be a nice little wrap up then, I suppose, and we'll do a little retrospective on the winter season of what we've seen and stuff, because most of it would have finished by then.
And obviously ongoing retrospectives, other shows end up. So don't worry if you're following us for one specific show.
Yeah, no, we'll give you some shit. So, and then we'll start our new shit on in April with the spring season. But speaking of spring, it's first day of spring officially with snow on the ground, but it's fucking off, and the plants and flowers are all coming, and with that brings new hope of new incredible shows, and that's what we're going to talk about. So if you are unfamiliar with our format and you're a first-time listener, we're actually going to talk about it now. We've just rambled for half an hour, but you should have enjoyed it because it was great nuggets of entertainment and informative shit. We each pick 5 shows from the season, which we are either most excited about or we have talking points on, so anything that's a highlight from the season itself, and then we'll just go through all the other shit. If you are watching on YouTube, below we should have some timestamps of what we're doing, etc., etc. But with that said, we're going to take it in turns. If Manimal comes back, he might have a chance to do his at the end. But shall we start with you, Coryn, with your first choice? Lay it on us. What are you watching and why?
My first choice is also one of Manimal's choices, so we can get that right out of the way. It's Full Metal Panic: Invisible Victory. If you've listened to the show before, you know at least Manimal and I are big fans of Full Metal Panic. Obviously, the show had its initial run years ago and has done nothing since. But it's finally getting some new stuff coming out, hopefully finally wrapping up the story. Maybe finally giving us a fucking answer to the very first episode of the show where it's like a bunch of people are magic, but let's never talk about it. Ever. Literally forget about it. After not even the episode 1, just like the first 5 minutes of episode 1. Complete bullshit.
Do you think they ever just played the wrong, pilot shit and they were like, oh fuck!
I think about that question every night in my dreams. So no, it should be fun. It should be the robots are CG this time around, but they're good looking CG robots. And, it should be good. Big robot fights, some weird humor, all good things.
Is it the same studio that did Full Metal Panic before, or do you know?
I think it's. Hold on, I think it might be different. Let's see who's doing it this time. Studios Zibik. Let's see. Wow, Zibik. They did a lot of stuff.
They have done To Love Ru.
Oh, they did Kano-Kan. I remember that one. That was one of the first shows I ever watched because I was 16 and horny. Oh, they did Pokemon Origins.
There we go.
Huh.
Love Hina.
But they also did Clockwork Planet. That's a point off. And they did a lot of famous names. I'm not seeing... I'm scrolling. Probably easier if I just hit Control F, but I haven't. This is great content right now. I'm not seeing it.
Ladies versus Butlers. That sounds like a can't miss hit right there.
Man, they did all sorts of stuff. They did like all the Shaman King stuff, it looks like, for the most part.
Yeah.
I remember Shaman King.
They did a bunch of Mega Man shows.
Oh, I remember NT Warrior.
I don't know.
And they did Keijo, but I'm not seeing any other...
Full Metal Panic.
I'm not seeing any other Full Metal Panics. It might be a new studio then.
Well, it is something that Manimal's hyped about. In fact, he's been so hyped that there's kind of not much else to say about it. I know next to nothing about Full Metal Panic, so I've never watched it before. Is it mecha
There's not
heavy?
much. It's mecha heavy. Like, the whole thing is there's like this super secret like submarine that's full of mechas, and they fight. They're like a task force like funded by like the world's governments put together.
Okay.
And like they find this blue-haired girl in Japan, because of course they do.
Of course.
Who's like special for some reason. So they have their like secret operative, who one of the like their best mecha pilot, who's like 17. Of course he is. But he's also from like some Eastern European war zone originally, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. But to go into high school to protect her, that's ultimately the deal. But yeah, there's lots of robot fights, and like every season, as to my recollection, was its own sort of self-contained story. So like the first season's its own thing, second season's its own thing, and then the third season was a gag season and doesn't count.
Fair enough. How many? So there's 3 seasons to get. Okay, I'll probably not be catching up then.
It's not super long, especially if you skip the third gag season, which had no content in it to speak of.
Okay. I might give that a little missy poos then.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The main robot has a knife in its like mouth that you can just grab. It's really cool robot designs. I really like the robot designs. And they're not like all the same size. There's some like super fucking big ones. Like if you remember the old meme, it's going to fall down due to gravy stress.
No.
There's an old meme where it's a giant robot and it's collapsing under its gravy stress or whatever, when it's supposed to say gravity, but it said gravy. And that's it, because it's a super big robot that just fell apart because it wasn't strong enough to hold itself up.
I mean, I Googling gravy stress doesn't give me what I want, but there we go. Yeah, so Full Metal Panic, I won't be watching it, unfortunately, but Manimal and Coryn definitely will be. Nah, are you hopping on that bandwagon as well?
No, I remember trying to watch Full Metal Panic by renting the DVDs from my library, but they had been scratched to crap, so every 30 seconds it would just skip, and I couldn't actually watch it.
Ah, yeah. It's one of them series where it's like a classic, and you know that it's like one of them long-time series in anime, but you just ain't jumped on it yet, so you probably never will.
And like I know, each season has a little something different for everyone. So I know Matt didn't like the comedy bits, but I've had friends who like, was it Fumofu was the funny one?
Fumofu, it's not bad comedy. I just vastly preferred when it had a story.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's not like it's a straight up comedy to begin with. There's comedic bits, obviously, but it went from a serious show about the horrors of war to slapstick Japanese comedy. It's a bit jarring.
That fits.
Yeah, of course. Horror war, I always laugh about that. That's my top 3, humorous topics. Gotta be.
I love MASH.
Nairbons, what are you bringing to the table for this one?
The first one that I have synced up is one that I think is also on Matt's list, and it's Xian Pin Jiating.
Yes.
It's the mad scientist parents make monster kids, and they try to be normal.
Oh, yeah.
It looks adorable.
I've seen like 5 seconds of the preview, and this could go either the safe way or the interesting way, depending on how they do it. Because watching
the whole PV, it looks pretty lighthearted.
Well, See, depending on what they do with the parents. Because it's either, oh, we're wacky people who turned our kids into horrible things, so we're going to have hijinks with each other. But I'm expecting more of like a combination of A Child Called It and Room, where these kids who have been mangled by their parents get out into, like, foster care and are put into the real world trying to figure their shit out. Because the parents need to be in prison. Straight up.
Yeah.
And if it goes that way,
they took normal children and made them monsters, or if they just made them straight up like that.
Either way, you shouldn't just do that to, fetuses.
I mean, no, but we are talking about Japan.
Satire.
No, we are talking about China, who is getting their webtoon adapted by Japan.
Okay, we're talking about China, then it's extra.
And like I say, I'm going to give it a shot, but, based on previous Monster People shows, I like the ones where the monster part is an allegory for something. Like Interviews with Monster Girls, it was for disability, and in this one, I think it's kids living with parental abuse, trying to grow up with that burden. But in this case, it's represented by, I got bug legs.
I mean, it does say genetic modifications on 5 of their children, so I'm guessing they were normal before they became, like, dog people, or, well, one of them is.
And this is all stuff that I could probably track down, like the translated webtoon or something, but I'm waiting for the anime, and this could go in wildly different directions. Yeah. So I'm hoping for that bittersweet kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm assuming it slaps. Mind you, I mean, looking on Live Chart, it just has it listed as sci-fi and supernatural, so it doesn't say comedy. I was thinking it was going to be very much a wacky sort of out there comedy, but it doesn't say that. I'm sure there's going to be comedy. I mean, there has to be. It's either
I'm down for some slice of life, but
yeah,
I think it's more slice of life than comedy.
That's the thing. I'm going to assume it's either going to be that way, or it's going, as you said, like I guess it could do a sort of school live kind of thing where it has the very moe, bright coloured pastel sort of aesthetic, but it's some dark shit underneath it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's that sort of moe aesthetic with that undercurrent of whoa.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to say. It's like this entire PV, it's all very happy and fluffy, except for the girl with spider legs out of her back, who seems to be fighting something at some point.
Yeah, and you only see the parents in, like, that one scene that might be a flashback, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think the parents are going to be featured at all in this. Like, other than, like, as you say, just, there they are in jail.
Yeah, because I don't know if anyone's seen The Room. That is a different movie.
Oh, I have seen it.
I would love it if this was part The Room.
Are you saying? Tell me what?
The movie Room is about a mother and son who are being held pretty much captive by a guy, and they're limited to that one room, and the mother's trying her best to raise the child, and then at about the third to halfway point, they manage to get out. And you never see what happens to the guy aside from, a line that he's in jail. And it's more about the getting reacclimated with this poor kid who hasn't seen the outside world. I want that, except, the kid can turn into a dog.
Monsters. Do that, but Monster Girl anime tropes. Do that. That's all we need. Now I'm just picturing Tommy Wiseau in this. I did not turn them into monsters. I did not. It's bullshit.
Lisa, why do you have spider legs?
I'm fed up with this world. I can't.
Oh, hi, doggy, and he just pets his own son.
Oh god. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, you'll have to let us know how it is, because it's an interesting one. I can't really tell what it's going to be, because I'd quite like if they went down that serious route of, our parents are mad scientists who, like, don't give a fuck about us, but the aesthetic of it and the character designs makes me think it's going to be fluff. So we'll see.
It can go either way. I don't know. That's a show that has been on the coming soon list for, I want to say, 3 seasons now, so it's well overdue.
Speaking of well overdue, that's a segue.
Hi. You heard his Pokemon call a moment ago.
Hi there.
Manimal's here.
Hi, everybody. It's me. You know me.
We know Manimal. Barry Goldman, better known as Manimal. He's finally made it. We're only 2 picks into the season, so...
I mean, I could have made it earlier, but while I was waiting for my laptop to update, I also wanted to listen to the Smiths' Queen is Dead album, so I did that.
Oh, well, that's, great. I'm glad that you...
He's glad to know how we rank.
I've
wanted to listen to it all day, and yeah.
What better time than when we were recording a podcast? That's one thing.
Yeah.
We waited for you to play Fortnite, so...
Yeah, that's just it.
Okay. All right. Do you know what? I'll hold my hands
play
up to
Fortnite, and I had the burning to hear some girls are bigger than others, so whatever. Okay. Some girls' mothers are bigger than other girls' mothers.
Manimal, now you're back here. Sorry to jump you in immediately. Do you want to say anything about Full Metal Panic or... I forgot the name of that one.
Yeah.
Feature Family Days.
I've said it a million times. Obviously, Full Metal Panic is my most anticipated anime of all time. They couldn't make a more exciting sequel. There's literally nothing that I care about as much, and I'm incredibly scared about the way they're going to handle it, and I have expectations that they will ruin the series. So if they prove me wrong, great. If they prove me right, then I expected it.
Awesome. So,
I think that's a good way of looking at it.
That is a good way to go in.
I don't think this studio, I have no faith that they can handle a series like this well. I mean, the PVs have looked good though, so there's also that. But again, they don't have Miyuki Shimokawa doing the OP, so she is Full Metal Panic, and without her in the OP, it's going to be nothing at all. You can't just have somebody else sing the open. I'm just going to skip the openings. You can't have anyone else do the openings but her.
Put your TV on mute for the openings. Play the old intros instead.
I'll play tomorrow instead, yeah.
The studio that did it now is the guys who did Kaija, so...
Yeah, and I would trust them to do a great and very fun series. But Full Metal Panic, it's a little different than butt booty lawn gates and stuff like that.
Yeah. This is what confused the fuck out of me, though. When you guys were talking about Xianpin Jiting, or Jiating, it's because I'm on Live Chart, and it's actually called the Japanese, which is Jikken-hin Kazuko, Creature Family Days.
Wait, they actually made an anime called The Japanese?
Yep.
Wow, what do you know?
The Japs. Are you watching Creature Family Days? Do you want your 2 cents in that one, Manimal, or do you not give a fuck?
I don't even know what the shit that is.
Okay.
And that's his 2 cents.
There we go. Yeah. Manimal, what's on your list?
Okay, next up we have Amanchu Advance. Now, I didn't think they would actually make a sequel to Amanchu. I didn't know. It was a good series. It had a nice Aria the animation and sketchbook full colors feel, and people liked it. So I guess they're like, yeah, let's do it again. It's the same with the New Game too. It's an unexpected sequel that I fully accept.
Yeah.
And because it should be good. The first Amanchu, it was a good series. It started rough, but it got really good by the end when it hit all the right tones. So I think something like this should just slide in nicely. It'll just be more of that. It's a summer series, though. I feel like it should air in the summer season, but
that one scene of her at the bottom of the pool being at peace was really, really well done.
You understand the pool scene too, finally. The pool scene was the best scene in 2016 anime.
It makes up for the school's shitty school uniform.
Oh, they're really shitty, yeah. But that pool scene was amazing. It's a scene that made me like the series because it has this perfect feel to it when they're just floating and there's the pedals. I just felt something inside of me that was just like sketchbook full colors.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Manimal, you've brought up this pool scene 2 years ago, and you've brought it up several times. But you never once explained what the pool scene was. You just went, there's a pool scene, and no one's understand, and you never explained the imagery or anything behind it.
Yeah.
So they're just in a pool.
No, the point is that it's the character arc. It's a payoff to the character arc.
Okay.
It's not just one of them jumps in a pool and you're like, wow, you're in a pool. It's a whole payoff and a symbolic thing in the character arc.
I think it's better to say it's a very well done scene that happens to take place in a pool.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It's about diving into it. They dive.
Yeah,
These
but
girls.
no, Manchu was good, and another season of a Manchu, like, hell yeah. Next season is going to be a Manchu SP.
I'm sad that I get that joke.
Next season is going to be a Manchu DS.
Shut up.
A Manchu DSI. A Manchu DS Lite.
Do you want to carry on 3DS?
Who could forget the prequel series, A Manchu Color?
There you go. A Manchu color
You
sounds
just
quite
skipped
cool.
over a Manchu Micro.
Sorry, how could I forget? No, A Manchu Micro is the name of the chibi shorts.
Oh god, that could be a thing.
Oh, you know it would be because they're micro characters.
Yeah.
Somebody get onto them.
Yeah,
somebody hit that studio up and tell them that. Say, we have this idea. No plot work or anything, no budget or anything. Just do it for us. Thanks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough, fair enough. For me, then, the obvious one, I'll get it out the way. My first pick of there is My Hero Academia Season 3. So it's by Bones again, the same studio and everything. It's a 2-core again, 25 episodes, which I'm very happy about because the next arc that it's doing, if you've already seen the preview, is the training camp arc. It's a really fun one, and then it gets into something, and where I'm guessing it's going to end, I'm trying really hard to avoid spoilers, or should we go into it? Should we say spoilers and then talk about it, or not? Because
I don't know.
Okay.
Again, I'm gonna phrase one of my favorite Nair lines. He just keeps punching him, and then he keeps punching him. That's my favorite Nair line ever that I always think about every time you talk about that show.
I mean, yeah, the training camp arc is fun, but the one after it is a moment that it's a battle that I've really wanted to see animated because I had faith in them doing it incredibly well. And I'm assuming that's the perfect way to kind of bookend the first arc and the season 3. So I'm hoping they get to that and they don't just leave
And
it.
it's such a bummer because the name of the cool move that finishes that is a spoiler, kind of.
Yeah. We'll cover it in 25 weeks' time or 26 weeks' time. We'll be able to release all that info. I mean, obviously, you guys who've read the manga are all about it. If you haven't and you are wanting to fill the void of shonen and you want that kind of to scratch that itch, then and Black Clover didn't treat you too well, catch up on Boku no Hero Academia. I've just used a Japanese name. I'm so sorry. My Hero Academia. Do the sub.
Look, if you got hero and academia in the same sentence, everyone knows what you're talking about.
That's true. I just hate calling titles the Japanese ones when there's a very easy English one there. It just comes across
That's
pretentious
true.
to me.
But I feel like the most times I hear that show reference or see it reference, it's always just referred to as Boku no Hero. They don't even put in the academia.
I just call it MHA. It's
See,
like Attack on
the
Titan,
shortening that I've always heard is Hiroaka.
yeah, Hiroaka, MHA. I always call it. I'll just call it, like Full Metal Alchemist FMA.
Plus, Boku no blank has some bad connotations attached to it.
Boku no Pico
Don't
season
watch an
3.
anime called Boku no Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Some fucked up shit, man. This guy's like big, but then he doesn't have powers, and this guy doesn't have powers, but maybe he does have powers.
And there was
fun.
2!
It's fun shit.
2!
Watch season 3 of Boku. Not Boku no Pico. You made me say it. Don't watch Boku no Pico. Burn that shit if you see it. Actively burn it. Even your laptop. You'll probably need to burn that too if you do watch it. Really fun shonen shit. It is what I call smart shonen as well, where it's not just, I'm a dumb protagonist who, has no layers, but sure, I'm one-dimensional and punch things because I'm strong for no reason.
It's a reminder of why people like that genre in the first place.
Yeah, and fun comic book, like obvious influences from comic book shit and Western superheroes and stuff. So, Avengers are coming out. Now you can watch the people who are going to be in Avengers Infinity War 5. That's when Deku and All Might will show up and help save the day.
Oh man, I'd love to see All Might in Avengers.
I would kind of be terrified to see a live-action All Might, like especially if they got like the prosthetics and did like the shading.
If Marvel has proven anything, it's that they can find a live-action person for any comic book character.
That's true. I mean, they managed to do Guardians of the Galaxy, so I suppose it would be cool if All Might came in. It's just Chris Sabat is doing the voice as well still.
And like, we already have proof that Marvel can do here's the scrawny version of a character who later becomes strong. We have the technology.
We can do it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it now, and I'm so happy that it's 25 episodes. So, with that said, that's mine. Me and Nair, I'm sure, will be watching that, and many of you at home. Coryn, swing back to you. What's your second pick for us?
My second pick, well, we've already gone through my second pick, actually, because it was,
oh, shit.
It was, the Monster Girls one, so should we go to someone who still has 4 in the box?
I guess so, then.
I still got 4 in the box, and one of them was the one that Vacant dropped. It's Hinamatsuri.
Yay! E.T., the anime.
Yakuza guy has a girl with psychic powers that need to be used or she dies, and she drops into him on top of his head. But it looks really fun and interesting. Hoping for more of that good father-adopted daughter bonding, but with a pair of scumbags.
Yeah, I mean, when I read the synopsis of Hinamatsuri, I started going, oh no. Young character girl falls from the sky, has magic powers. I was like, oh no, this sounds terrible. However, if you check the synopsis and just go, nah, watch the PV, because it's really quite funny. Like, she literally just falls in, like, some kind of metal egg cocoon thing onto his head and starts fucking up his apartment, and, like, he's a Yakuza. I don't know why the poster's so heavily inspired by E.T. I don't get what that's all about. Maybe
I assume at some point that E.T. moment's going to happen. Also, why does the moon look like a giant olive? Who knows?
It's an eyeball.
Maybe. I don't know. I have to hope that this anime is going to be filled with like weird 80s movies references.
I want it to be like, I would love if it's sort of not a direct replacement, but it scratches that itch and fills that hole of Pop Team Epic's going to leave. The parody, not taking itself serious. I want it kind of be like To Be Hero, which To Be Hero 2 is on there. Spoiler, we'll be talking about that in a bit. That kind of stupid, off the wall, oddball comedy, and I'm hoping there's plenty of scope for parody on there as well.
Yeah, something like this that just doesn't take itself quite as seriously. Yeah,
exactly. It sort of pokes fun at the tropes and stuff. I always like that. Are you gonna check it out at all, Manimal, or don't give a shit?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
A direct answer from Manimal.
Okay, why don't you tell us something that you are going to check out then, Manimal?
So they're making Steins Gate 0. I don't know. I mean, like, Steins Gate is, like, over and done. It's, like, a thing that already happened, There's no need to make more of the series. Like, I mean, it's another arc, but it's like, okay, there's no point because we already had the complete series with a satisfying ending.
But this is if you want to do the series with a different ending.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, Steins Gate, like, I liked it. Like, I watched it. Again, I watched with my friend, and we had a great time watching it, but I never need to watch it again, and I don't need to watch something like this. I mean, the movie with Kurisu was pretty good, actually. That was a good film. But, I mean, I'd watch the series as a whole, not week by week. It's not exactly a week by week series. Like, I don't know. I'd see what they do. I'm somewhat interested, but again, when you think about it, I mean, it's better than the new Code Geass series.
Oh!
It's just silly. It's like, I think I said this before. It's like if they made like Death Note, the alternate arc.
Yeah, no, I am with you with the Code Geass one. I'm desperate to know what they're going to do, but
yeah, like
you tie up a story so completely.
You could do this with any series, just like any story ever. It's what if this happened? It's like this is just like fan fiction level. But I suppose it's probably a thing in the visual novel, and it's probably a whole story like that.
I mean, it's 23 episodes, so it fucking got some ground to cover.
Again, like I said, Steins Gate is like an over and done thing in my mind, and there's no need for more of it. But like, you know, see it. Like, there's so many series where they don't have conclusive endings, and you're just like, I need more of that. Like Full Metal Panic.
It's especially in Steins Gate where we took so long to get to an actual ending that felt good and everyone was happy about it. You know?
Yeah.
And then rather than untangling it, you're just going, let's do an alternate. This is another universe. Let's go do this. Okay, here's what would have happened.
That's better, but I liked all the characters in the original Steins Gate, and I don't think I can stand to watch them all go through that shit again, you know?
Yeah, I don't.
You thought Shawshank Redemption was the whole story. You haven't seen anything yet.
Yes.
I've got no special attachment to Steins Gate, so I guess I'm just like, meh. But then, as you said, I guess the Kogios thing, season 3, that's sort of. If this was one of my favorite series, then I'd be a bit hesitant. I'm like,
I don't know. Like I said, like Steins Gate, like, I mean, it's a good show. I'd give it a 9 out of 10, but it's not like a favorite series. It's not obviously it's nowhere close to like a K-On! Or like Love Live level of actively caring about it.
It felt very complete.
Yeah, it's just you watch it, you're like,
leave any loose threads.
You watch it, you're like, that's a good show, and then you're like, yep, and that's it.
It's what I mean, like, they've wanted to go back to it, and they haven't even attempted to, like, go, wait, let's do this interesting new angle on the story. Let's just fuck the ending and just pretend that no, that didn't happen, and let's go another direction, which in itself is interesting. But, again, if I was someone who had a special attachment to this series, I'd be like, And
it's not really interesting when a series does, like, what would happen instead of what continues to happen.
I mean, it is already a show that sets up the fact that there's a bunch of alternate futures where everyone fucked up, and this is kind of one of those. But at the same time, we know how this plays out. If this doesn't happen to be the future that managed to make everything fixed in the past, it's going to end poorly for everyone.
Yeah.
Listen, I've seen 7 consecutive Fate Stay Night adaptations, but this is where I draw the line.
Yeah.
I mean, just wait till that Kogios comes out. We will see what's happening. What I would love for that is, spoilers for Kogios, I don't care, it's a 10-year-old show, the clue's in the fucking title. It's called Resurrection of Lelouch. I would absolutely love if they go for the entire series and it's just like an imposter. It's like that Maid or something, because they have the technology to perfectly replicate him. So what if they just did that?
That'd be good.
At the very end
that's
of
what they should do. Everyone would be like, why did I watch the series? What a waste. And they'd be like, ha ha ha.
Gotcha, bitch. But yeah, I am going to go to Persona 5, the animation. Oh, yeah.
Coming out winter 2007.
So, it's from our boys and girls at A1 Pictures, A1 Barbecue Sauce, bringing out Persona 5, the animation. They're always, but, you know, they do some okay things. Obviously, Persona 5 already has its own style, and they will not deviate from that, judging from the trailer and everything else. So, you know, it's going to be good. It's going to recap the story. I don't know how many episodes there are. I would assume there'd be more than 12 if I went off the the Persona 4 animation. I think there was 24, 25 of that, which would be good.
So, yeah.
The thing I'm most looking forward to with Persona 5, this animation, is because the actual game itself had a great story and thoroughly enjoyed it, but there are other opportunities where this could flesh out some side characters, and you can see them little optional side quests and little bits. Like, for instance, prime example, there was a trip to Hawaii that you felt like there was something missing that is probably coming in like the later remake of the game, so they can just push it out again with some more shit. They have a trip to Hawaii. I'm sure you could do some fun shit there, like an episode in Hawaii, or 2 even, maybe do some dumb shit, I don't know. But I'm excited for it. I love me some Persona. More Persona is good. Yum, give me some.
Please, please, please make Newspaper Club Girl into her own character here.
Yeah, do something. I just want. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Because also it can go for the POV of other people. Like I remember in Persona 4, they did the thing where you followed. What was her name? What was the little kid? Nanako. Nanako? No.
Yeah,
Nanako.
Yeah, Nanako. You followed Nanako around as she followed her little Oni-chan, little big cousin brother. And, followed him around while he's doing all these weird side jobs and wondered what the fuck was going on. And then it mirrored it. Maybe we could have Makoto and her daily spying mission when she followed you around town.
okay, that would be kind of fun.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The only thing that will jar me is because obviously I played the game in English. It's going to be the Japanese voice actors. That's a very minor gripe.
I'm sorry. I just want to see that episode where he just inhaled the burger 5 times his own head. Somehow he has become stronger.
Yeah. Oh man, we'd have to see some of this shit. It's going to be good, hopefully.
Listen to me, A1 Pictures. I know you're listening. If there's not a burger eating scene in there, what are you doing?
Oh, there will be. Because there'll be them going to the main cafe and the normal cafe and shit like that. Because in Persona 4, they did a lot where he did the ramen challenges and like eating the big bowls and stuff like that. Like they did multiple scenes in those places. So I'm sure they'll have Big Burger there. Particularly because it's in the story as well.
I'm calling it right now. The end of every episode, they have the next episode preview. It's going to be done by Morgana's voice actor, and at the very end, she's going to yell at you to go to bed.
Oh, that'd be so awesome if they did that. That'd be really smart. I want to see
good
that
advice.
happen. Yeah, maybe you should switch his podcast album and go to bed, guys. Pretty late. Don't do that. Listen to the end of it, and then you can go to bed.
Put it on repeat in your dream so it infiltrates your dreams.
Yeah. Don't you want to hear all of our important opinions on Captain Ginyu's taste buds multiple times?
Just don't play it backwards or you'll hear all of our inserted secret messages.
Just wake up the next morning. Steins Gate was pretty good. I don't think I'm going to watch the sequel.
That sounded like French, but also backwards. So that was pretty impressive. You did 2 things at once there, simultaneously.
Backwards French for give us all your money.
I tried to say the word French backwards. It didn't work, but let me tell you what is going to work. Coryn, what's your third pick for the season?
My third pick is Golden Kamuy.
Yeah.
Which is also on Nair's list. Basically, it takes place right after the Russo-Japanese War, which is a war between Japan and Russia, in case you didn't pick it up. And a dude who is like a soldier teams up with a girl who is from like what was the name of the people? They're the northern the people from Ainu from like the northern Japanese people.
I knew that.
Yeah, Shanks. They're kind of their own like tribalistic thing. But they're like hunting down like people's skin.
There is a treasure map on the back that's been split up onto the backs, tattooed onto a group of prison escapees. And there's a bunch of different groups hunting these prisoners down to skin them and find the complete map. And Sugimoto the Immortal and his friend partner, who's this little girl who's a super badass, go on an adventure to find gold and not get killed by bears. God, I'm looking forward to this.
Appears to be a bear eating someone in the trailer, so plenty of bear stuff. And it takes place in that really cool part of history that's like right before World War One, or like around World War One, but not World War One.
Yeah. Like, I've heard good things about the manga, and the PV looks pretty fucking damn good.
It's
so I am
really
on board with this.
I'm looking forward to see them animating some of... I forget the girl's name. She does a lot of different just faces that are really well drawn.
The hunter girl, the native girl.
A Serpa?
It doesn't actually say her name in the PV. Let's see. ASIRPA. So
yeah.
a Serpa. I assume it follows the same sort of Asir, but I don't know.
The
Where's she from?
author has some connections with the Ainu community to make sure everything is realistically represented. They're probably the closest thing to a indigenous population that Japan has, because Japan doesn't have the best relationship with the Ainu community.
Just so you know.
As it turns out, a lot of people don't like indigenous peoples. We're sorry.
It's in history. It's well documented.
So
we love all the Nunavits now. Just so everyone knows.
They're called Inuits.
Inuits? Nunavits?
Oh, sorry, Inuit's the plural term.
Inuits from Nunavut.
Wait, is Nunavut a place? I thought
Nunavut's a place.
Nunavut's a place, yeah. The Inuit people are in the Yukon Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and Greenland.
Although Nunavut might be named for...
Nunavut means our land.
Yeah.
Island?
So is it a native language
land.
or is it French?
No, it's the Inuit language.
Okay,
Well,
so yeah.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, our land.
looking forward to the scene where he punches a bear and then realizes that doesn't do anything to a fucking bear.
That'd be good. I want to see that scene.
It's so good.
It's one of the mangas that have popped up, and I'm sort of going, should I start reading that? And then, now the anime's coming. I don't have to read it just yet. I'm going to watch that shit instead. I'm hoping it's good. Done by Geno Studio as well, or Geno, whatever, I don't fucking know. And they did Kokaku this last season, which has been fun. I've kept up with, and it's looked something pretty competent based off that. So this should be their big hitter now, in theory. So I'm excited. I think we're all watching that, other than Manimal, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Nunavut in there. It's got an Inuit. It's got an Ainu.
If they actually made an anime about Nunavut,
that was the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's not make any more problematic statements for the rest of the episode.
Generalizations over there.
We've hit
they all look alike. It's progressive.
Yeah. It's progressive. We put one of them in there, but sir, it's from a different continent. I don't give a fuck. All these damn Ruskies, aren't they? Let's stop with the I can say progressive statements. Let's put a stop to these progressive statements. Me too. Get out of here. Don't care. Yeah. Let's put a stop to the problematic statements, as you said.
England for the English.
England, English. If you aren't from England, you can't speak English. You're not allowed.
No.
You've now lost your language.
I don't know what that's supposed to be. Gibberish, I guess.
Voima Arukon Kansas.
Sure.
Oui, bonjour, Eiffel Tower, baguette.
You can all speak English. It's fine. It's fine. Not Coryn. We've been to you. Wait, no. Who am I with now? Just did you. We just did you. It's Nairbons. That's what we're going through. No, it's you and then Manimal.
Oh, okay. All right, so next up on the list, I have Hisone To Masotan, which looks like Studio Ghibli adapting How to Train Your Dragon, except it takes place on an Air Force base, so it feels like Stargate SG-1 and How to Train Your Dragon had a baby, and Hayao Miyazaki was like, I'm gonna draw that baby. That's the tone I'm getting from this, and I like it. I'm going to give it a shot. It could be a piece of shit, but yeah. A girl who looks like a very young girl, but I'm assuming is actually an adult, is put in charge of the dragon training division for the Japanese Air Force. And it's just a big old, like, cuddly, big goofy-eyed thing, but very pretty.
Yeah. Was this on 2 weeks ago? Is this a new entry or?
Yep.
This was around 2 weeks ago. If you haven't watched the PV, it starts with Japanese Guillermo del Toro discussing the show.
I would click on that, but it'll show up on the podcast. So
it's like 15 minutes long, and it's more like interviews with staff and some concept sketches than actual animation.
Okay,
which is a little bit worrying. But I'm sure they have it all under control.
I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be a like a intensive show to animate anyways.
No, but I'd like it to be.
All of Studio Bones' budget has gone into My Hero Academia, so this is just getting it's getting keyframes at a minimum. That's it.
3 keyframes a second.
There you go. That's all you need. Bob Team Epic showed us that.
No, okay. I don't know if you saw that dancing scene, but there is a shitload of animation that they put into it. It doesn't look good, but they put the effort in. That's like rotoscoped.
Yeah, it was disturbingly rotoscoped, I think.
All rotoscoping is disturbing. I hate that shit.
Oh, we love a little bit of rotoscoping. What was that horror short thing that was kind of terrifying because it was, well, mainly because of the rotoscoping and the uncanny valley effect that it made.
Adding to it.
It really did. It was weird.
I'm mostly just thinking about, what is it called? Ice and Fire? Or something like that.
Oh, that Bakshi animated movie that I made you watch?
Yes. With like the old lady who's supposed to be like a creepy witch, but she has the body of like a Playboy model.
Yeah. God.
It was a fun romp, but yeah, it's a bit weird. That and there's one that's just Star Wars, but it was also strangely rotoscoped.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about, and I cannot remember the name of it.
Like their Han Solo insert basically molests female C-3PO.
Yeah. It's not Star Raiders. It's something Raiders. I don't know. I think there's a Nostalgia Critic episode on it, so...
there might be. I remember watching that in college at one point. Very strange.
That's a weird one. But yeah, getting back to this Masotan one, it looks pretty lighthearted. It could be fun, but you'll see. You'll see. So you're watching it.
Fun.
It could be good.
Animal?
No.
Are you watching it, Coryn?
I'll probably pass.
Okay, no worries. It might serve as the slice of lifey show, the fluff and filler that you, well, not filler, but like the light fluff you want.
Yeah, the feel good.
Yeah. For me then, my third pick is when I find the best in things, I've scrolled down. It's Caligula.
Ooh.
Oh, so this is action and sci-fi from Satelight, and it's apparently based on a game. So I've watched the PV and everything, but it is, in the original game story, a virtual idol known as Mew, it's some Greek symbol, I don't know, performs user-inputted songs and gains self-awareness through exposure to the user's bitter feelings and dissatisfaction toward reality. Wanting to save
believe we
humanity?
decided last time we tried to record that it was indeed Mew. And the movie we were talking about is Star Chaser, The Legend of Coryn.
Okay. Perfect. I will say that Caligula is based on the game written by the guy who did Persona 1.
Is it? Okay.
And that's why I was interested, especially because the game did not get good reviews. Like, the story may have been interesting, but much like Persona 1, gameplay kind of sucked.
This is the thing. I'm interested in the story, but as a game, like, I can see why people maybe weren't too fond of it, especially if, like you say, it had pretty generic or basic gameplay. But the story's interesting because, she basically becomes self-aware and learns her outside view of the world from what people put in, and obviously people are pouring out their emotions in songs, and she feels that people hate the world and they don't like reality. So what she does is she lures people into her virtual reality world called Mobius with her own songs. She then imprisons them into the game, and because from all the songs that she has, that school is a super happy fun time, because Japan, she forces them to attend school all the time. And so she's like this evil overlord unwittingly.
It's like Danganronpa if Monokuma was Miku.
Basically. There are some people who rebel against this and want to go home, and they form this is the part that lets it down, the Going Home Club. Who want to get out of the school and go home.
Probably sounds better in Japanese.
Well, the thing is that most Japanese high schoolers are either in a club or if not, they're part of the Go Home Club. Like that is
Oh, is it a pun? Okay.
Yeah, the joke name for people who just go straight home after school because they don't want to stick around for, bowling club or anything. So it does have a little bit of impact, but yeah, it's also kind of, we're going to make the Go Home Club. It still just doesn't quite.
I'm in the Going Home Club. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's an anime called The Going Home Club or something.
It sounds like it would be. Like, that sounds like an anime title. But it looks good. The action was a bit, it could go either way. In the PV, you couldn't really get a good sense of it. Obviously, it is literally just a teaser, so...
Unfortunately, Atlas also has a pretty average, batting average for adaptations of its games.
We'll see. I like the story. I really enjoy that premise because the villain themselves is not a villain. Like, really, she's just doing what she's been taught. So I'm kind of interested in that. I like that, but we'll see how that progresses and develops. But I'm willing to give it a try. I'm hoping that this will be one of them pleasant surprise animes where I'm interested and it really spawns into something good. Don't think it's going to be a classic by any means, but, a good...
I feel like you could adapt this into a really good single, hour and a half, 2 hour movie.
Yeah. Based off the synopsis, I could see it being a good movie. 12 episodes. We'll see. I think it's 12 anyway. I can't see. It doesn't say, but...
Like, kind of a fun deconstruction of, especially, like, American high school stuff. There's a plot here that you could sell to Hollywood if you can convince them it has nothing to do with something named Caligula.
I mean, fun fact, Caligula actually means little soldiers. I don't know if that means anything within it, because it doesn't actually say where the name Caligula comes from.
Yes, it says the game's title refers to the Caligula effect, which is a pattern of behavior where one wants to see or do something more if it is denied to them. So that's apparently what it's based off of.
Did you know that Penthouse Magazine funded the movie Caligula, and that's why it's like really well produced, historically accurate porn?
No, I didn't.
It was supposed to be the first of their line of films that are art but porn, but it didn't work out because Caligula is kind of just a weird movie.
And then finally Game of Thrones got there and everyone got it. It was all good.
When I Google the Caligula effect, the only thing that actually comes up is the video game The Caligula Effect.
I mean, when I do...
Are we sure this is a real term?
It's coming from LiveChart. That's the only source of that, which is in turn coming from Anime News Network.
They
so
didn't just
I
make
don't
it
know.
up. I think they just made it up.
They made it up. I know.
It could very well be.
Coryn.
I searched Joan of Arc and there's only anime girls, so I don't think she's real.
Wait, did we skip?
You'd think by the least the third page of Google you'd have something related to a real thing, and not just this video game. I think you'll get Joan of Arc pretty quickly.
Did we miss Manimal? Manimal, did we miss your first pick just then?
What?
Did we miss your third pick?
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. So, there's an episode 2 years ago where we talked about a mobile game that was coming out. A mobile game.
Horse girls!
It was the spring of 16.
You see, since we've already done this episode, I can't even bring something up without you guys knowing exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, you did also reference something that happened 2 years ago with us, so we will remember it because we were there.
Well, you won't remember it because you have bad memory, but...
I know exactly. It was episode 34 what you're referring to.
Yeah, because you had time to look it up.
No, I remember that. I remember most episode titles because I edit them, and I'm good with numbers.
Fair enough.
I have a bad memory about everything else, but numbers, they stick in there.
Yeah, no, you gotta remember the numbers. Anyways, Uma Musume is about horse girls in their daily lives of racing in the Kentucky Derby. And,
Cheltenham was just on. This is, if you are in the UK,
Remember?
Cheltenham horse racing was just on. So if you're fancying more horse racing, get yourself there. They
Remember
were
though,
fast as shit.
they're literally in the Derby. Like Dan Don Derbis's dad, they're racing inside of him. But
Okay,
anyways,
these are idols
so,
inside elderly men.
okay. No, obviously, again, idols like they're such a gimmick. They always have to have a new gimmick to them. And now they're like, hey guys, we can't just make a legitimately good idol series. We need to come up with some stupid gimmick to make some dumb novelty series. It'll be like a 6.5 out of 10 at most, and people forget about. Why don't we make horse girls? So that's what they did, and they're idols.
I want to see.
And
I
they
wanted
figure
to see
skate and they kiss each other.
I wanted to see how they came up with it and just the production meeting of where they were going, okay.
Oh,
right, so we've done singers to death. Let's do some sports things. Let's do riders, horse riders. And then someone in the corner just went, no, guys. What if the girls were the horses?
Yeah, no, they were reading the Centaur, Daily Life of Centaur, and they were like, were like, what if she raced? And they were like, what if she just had a tail and no horse legs? And they're like, okay.
4 horse legs are hard to animate. Come on, guys. Let's just make her a human with a horse tail.
They put a bunch of ideas into a hat, and when he pulled out idols, it was stuck with the horse racing. And so they're like, fuck it, I guess we're doing it.
You know, this is just one thing, though. Like, I feel like they can never make a good idol anime besides Love Live because they're always trying to come up with some stupid gimmick to pair with it. Like, I mean, like, Girlish Number, well, that's a little different, but they did something interesting. Even Idolmaster did a straightforward take on it, but otherwise, it just do stupid novelty series like this, and there'll never be anything actually good in the idol genre, because it'll always be like, horse girls, because monster girls.
Be the next Kimono Friends.
No, it won't be the next Kimono Friends. There won't be another Kimono Friends, because it already happened.
That's true. Even when they're making the second season of Kimono Friends, they're not going to do it. They fired the one guy who made it good.
Yeah, no, something like Kimono Friends, there has to be a new sensation. But
check the director. What if this is the director from Kimono Friends? Is lightning going to strike twice?
No, I mean, yeah, again, the series will be stupid. I probably won't watch it, but I'll see what happens in the episodes at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth checking out the first episode just to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna, like, make it probably like a normal series that'll, like, take itself too seriously. They're gonna be like, hey, Uma-chan, you gotta race better. And she'll be like, no way, Cletus-chan.
I'm assuming it'll be the same plot of, like, Kaijo or something, where it's literally, I'm new to the sport. No, not like, you know, because Kaijo sort of talk like, oh, the sport's really serious. There's no, you know. But
Kaijo had a concept and it had one competent idea. They weren't just like, hey, what if we did 10,000?
This does seem a lot
has
more
a concept.
slapdash.
This has a concept.
And it
Horse
also has
girls.
another concept and another concept.
Girls who are horses and also idols, you know?
Yeah.
And they ice skate and are probably lesbians.
That's a lot of things to have at once, but I don't know.
I feel like that's the more better title for it. The better title.
No.
Probably
Musume,
lesbian ice skating horse girls idols.
Yuma Musume will just be like one of those novelty series that you forget about later. Or it'll be like, there's going to be, I predict it now, all the stupid anime YouTubers make those shit videos are going to have something like, I can't believe this anime, and they're going to have that stupid old face in their expression. I can't believe the way animes come to me that they made one about horse girls racing. I don't believe it.
You're going to see a lot of dumb reaction videos, and we're going to have a giggle talking about it for about 5 minutes, some podcast.
It's the same with the posers who discovered our fart boy after Crunchyroll.
Fart boy.
He's our boy.
They've
taken our boy. And I hate that kind of stuff. They're going to make videos like, oh, wow, they made an anime about horse girls racing. That's really crazy.
I think the one we're gonna have a good giggle over hasn't come up yet, and it will later. But yeah definitely watch it. See how it is.
Yuma Musume. Find out. I can predict the videos now. I can't believe what animes come to today.
These idols do what? all in capitals with the little low face and the picture of a horse.
The stupidly exaggerated Photoshop face that's incredibly too well lit. The eyes are just like bumped up a little bit.
Hey, right, let's not go into. You're gonna open a whole can of worms because I have got
Vacant subs versus
YouTube.
Dubs.
No, that's fine. I don't mind sub versus dub. I'm very. You do what you want on that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Anime YouTubers is a whole other thing.
We could do a 6-hour podcast about that, but we're not going to.
Stop thinking about. Clear your mind. Think about kids for like 5 seconds.
Get into the next
Count to
show.
10 backwards.
I'm thinking about live reaction videos on YouTube.
Think
right?
about baseball.
Okay.
It's drug stabbing time.
Coryn.
Kitties. Think about kins. Adorable puppies and kins. Frolic in the field.
Okay. I thought you said think about kiddies. I was like, whoa!
No, kitties. 2 T's.
Kitties. Think about kiddies. I love kitties. Coryn, what's your next anime?
My next anime is Juushinki Pandora, which is about it's like a weird near future world where robots and like humans are like advancing, and it's all about who is going to have the best robots and like implants and shit like that. And there's like mechs that turn into like cars, and there's giant monsters and shit. Yeah,
a lot of future-y sci-fi shit.
Yeah, it's like the way the synopsis plays. It sounds like it's sort of like a technological arms race to like have the best robots and shit. It sounds cool, cyberpunky.
And then something happens, and a crisis happens.
I'm not expecting it to be incredibly deep.
No, there's like the big arms race, and then like 7 years after, there's a big crisis, and then after that, you follow your main protagonist and his. I mean, I don't know what she is. It just says that they have entered into a family pact. So, is that a marriage?
It's a guy, and he has like a sister he's trying to do something for.
Oh, okay. I thought you were.
I don't know.
Two, not 4.
As we discussed on the previous, the one you're reading is a different synopsis from mine. Mine sounds cool.
We found this out last week. Where
sounds dumb.
Leon is in the wilderness on the edge of the absolute defense city, Neo Shandong or Yong, I don't know, living with Chloe Lau under a family pact. Like, does that mean that they're gonna get it on? Are they gonna be to get some kids? I don't
know, because I think they specifically refer to in the PV as brother. So I think it's more like I don't have anybody, you don't have anybody, we'll be family members. Sort of an adopt thing.
Sort of less seedy than I was imagining.
The synopsis I have is a new series is set in a near future world where the boundary between human and AI is vague. A rapid biological evolution similar to the Cambrian explosion is caused by one incident. The incident turns into a genesis of a jostle for supremacy, and the influence of evolution goes beyond biological framework and spreads to various kinds of materials and technologies. The era of massive evolution involving diverse existences such as human, machines, and biotechnology succumbing, characters fight an existential war in such a world.
Dun dun dun. It could be good. It's one just because my list is really full. I'm probably gonna give it a miss until I hear the first few. What you'll report back on in our in our spring season, and then see if I catch up on it. Because I'll probably drop
your summary sounds pretty cool. Our summary sounds pretty lame, and I can see how the quality of the preview won't change your mind depending on your first impression, because it just
really tells you nothing.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing. Even now, because this is obviously 2 weeks later, they've had a chance to maybe release other stuff, but nothing yet. So it's one way you've just got to hit and hope and see what it's all about. Give it that 3-episode rule. I won't, but you can tell us it's good.
I will definitely give you a heads up, see if anything's good. Because the PVs are mostly just robot fights.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down for some robot fights. I like me some robots. I like some fights. Put them together. You got a good combination. Like peanut butter and chocolate. It's normally well. What have you got for us then? Your 4th pick.
Well, if you like fights and you like things that are robot related, I'm going to throw out Megalo Box.
Yeah.
Which, man, that preview looks cool. It's the 50th anniversary celebration of Ashita no Joe, which is a boxing comic. and it's about boxing, but the boxers have these like exoskeleton arm suits that make them punch even harder, and it looks really good.
I did a little bit of digging on this because other than Hajime no Ippo, like I haven't really heard of this, like another long-running boxing series. But whereas that was Ippo's more sort of follows the shonen things, apparently this is a bit more of the grittier side of boxing. Do you know the sort of taking on fights and shit like that? And he's a bit of an asshole like the main character. So this is set slightly in the future, but it might take on that bit. So maybe there's some shady dealings between boxing coaches, maybe illegal substances, all that kind of shit.
I really hope there is.
That'd be cool. Because boxing's full of fucking seedy backstabbing and political bullshit. And that'd be pretty damn good source material to use and harvest for a good show. And it's got robot arms punching people. It's Nintendo Lad Bo, the animation.
They're not just steroids.
Anime
they're
where
robot
the
steroids.
default hits are basically pile bunkers, and that's cool as hell in my book.
I can't not see the Nintendo Ladbo robot kit. Like, when you've got them on, though, that's the only thing that's doing my head in with it. I'm just like, But, yeah, it's another one that really I need to hear about it before I jump in, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a bit more, like you say, because it's listed as drama, so there's gonna be some shit going on.
They've earned my first episode viewing.
Oh, that's good then.
Gotta
give it that.
I will let you know if it's, retains that after the 3-episode test, but...
It's April the 5th. I might watch it. The earlier that they come out before all the other shit in the first week, the better chance I've got of watching it. Because you're just taking whatever new shit's out. You're like, I'll give that a go. Fuck it. Yeah, sure. I'll go for that. Why not, eh? So it's gay now. It's earning that, the earlier it comes out. So it's on the 5th. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a stab in the dark and we'll see. Maybe it'll be good. I hate how I'm ending every single one of these. It could be good, or it may be good.
It's a tradition.
It could be okay. Could be shit. Could be worse than AIDS. Probably not literally. Anyway, speaking of not as bad as AIDS, which was a sentence, Manimal, what have you got? Or is it your fourth pick?
What have I got?
I don't know. That's kind of the question I directed at you.
Yeah, now I'm asking you.
This
is the generation where I ask you and you don't ask me.
We're part of the same generation, you fucking idiot.
We are. Even though you're older than we still are.
Yeah, you're doing the Y thing. There's what made me laugh because I was babysitting today. I was babysitting my girlfriend's niece, and she's firmly entered the Y phase. Do you know, everything's a Y, and she wanted to watch Snow White, which is a terrifying movie. I hate old Disney. Like, terrifying. Those designs and everything. It's like, why does that one have a short beard? I don't know. Why does that one have a long beard? I don't know. Why is that one bald? I don't know.
Why?
Why does she want to kill her? Just because she's jealous. Why is she jealous? And she just is.
Yeah, but that's what kids do though.
I love the Y phase now. I love that shit.
That's what I did. Every time I'd hear a new word, I'd ask my dad, I'd be like, what does this word mean?
Yeah, that's the thing I swore around her, and she's like, that's naughty.
Oh.
Tried it,
that's
so I was like,
naughty.
Oh shit. I was like, don't tell anyone, I'll give you sweet. That's my parenting 101, that is. Just go, here's some sweets. Don't do that. Don't run away, have a sweet. Or a kidnapper 101. It's either way it works, I don't know. Don't kidnap people now. Anyway.
Yes. My next choice is Tachibanakan Triangle. I don't really care. It looks like a series where they come around, they live in a place, and there's Yuri, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I'll watch it, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I won't.
I love once you get past, like, the first two that you're genuinely interested in. It's just, fucking bullshit.
Maybe
It's
I'll
anime
watch
and
it.
bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. The setup for it seems kind of fun. Like it could be like it could be good. No, it could be like a moderately entertaining kind of series. Like you never know with shows like this because they'll either be surprising or really boring. Like there's been a lot of shows. What?
There's no in between.
No, honestly, with series like this, sometimes there is no in between. It'll either like surprise you and you'll be like, hey, that was alright. I like that. Or it'll be just like really boring and you're like, why am I watching this?
Yeah, it's comedy and Yuri, so.
Like, honestly, like, the extent of the Yuri will probably just be like, I can't believe what I just walked in on, or I fell on top of you.
Let's go in the baths together, even though this is supposed to be a social norm and some, at least, historically in Japan.
And then
it's like, oh, let me grab your boobs because they're bigger than mine.
Yeah, there'll probably just be a lot of that, and they'll probably just walk around and yeah, there'll probably just be a lot of that, but I don't know.
No, I reckon it's going to be hardcore, like strap-ons and finger blasting, like in the first episode.
Yeah, it could also be that. There are a lot of possibilities. Personally, I would accept an angle like that. But
somebody's going to see the little man in the canoe. That's for certain.
Yeah, he's rising above the peaks on Lake. Shit, I couldn't think of something quick enough.
Lake Titicaca.
Lake Titicaca, yeah.
Well, the little man ain't in the canoe and the titties. He's the guy who's if you ever look. Never mind, right?
We've had this conversation once before. I remember.
I think we have. Let's move on. If you're curious, Google "little man in a canoe," but don't do it on the.
Do you guys want to go to my camp? And there's a canoe under the camp. It's green.
Okay, well if it's green, I'd go to the doctors.
Should get that checked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's made of metal.
I mean, if you spread it open and check out that canoe and
the robot made canoe.
Anyways, the next one on my list is Wotaku ni Koi wa Muzukashii. It's about a Fujoshi and an otaku who find out they work at the same office, being recovering nerds, and they start dating. I don't know.
That's boring. I don't care.
Look, we can't all just judge our most wanted shows based on the likelihood of lesbianism.
My uriometer is going off.
My uriometer detects nothing. My eyes are closed.
Because we have the shows that Manimal actually wants to see, and everything else is just what pings the gaydar.
That's how it works.
Yeah. That's how I scope out all the con orgies. the uriometer's going out. Is it pinging any gaydars?
The uriometer?
No, that's a yaoyometer you've got there. It's an off-brand. Okay. You gotta flip it upside down.
Ah, okay. That's where I went wrong. See, when it said Yuri, I went in the Yuri on Ice sex convention. Not sex convention, con orgy.
God,
I'm very confused.
Can you
Not sex
imagine
convention.
Yuri on
Could you imagine they made it specifically Yuri on Ice based though?
A whole convention for Yuri on Ice sex.
It would probably be in like Los Angeles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Russian guy, who was also called Yuri, the little blonde one, who had a fetish for leopard print. It was an eye-opening time.
Personally, I prefer zebra stripe.
It was a brown eye-opening time. But let's move on to this one. So Wotaku, sure. It could be a nice little thing. I mean, you kind of see what's going to happen with it.
It could be fun. If it turns out to be more than a 12-minute, I'm gonna lose confidence.
One thing I enjoy is that it's two adults in a working environment, and they start dating. So it's going to be about them. I'm guessing because they've stressed about them being a bit like, really otaku. They're probably not socially competent.
Yeah.
Or, not hyper competent when it comes to socializing and stuff, so that's probably going to be an issue, an obstacle for them dating. But I'll give
it's
it
a
props.
nice
It's an anime.
equal playing field.
Yeah.
Well, that, and it avoids the we're gonna, pussyfoot around maybe dating for 12 episodes,
Yes.
and then it'll end on maybe.
Yeah, it'll end on possibly a kiss, and then season 2 happens, and then nothing's actually known.
Yeah.
They aren't any further a year later. But Yeah, it's actually going to pull the trigger and make people date because, you know, who would have thought?
It had
In
better.
anime, you can have people start a relationship, and it's people who aren't in high school. It's not high school girls.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Suradera Children was awesome, so, you know, I can't really diss that.
I
It was
just have
awesome,
to
but, you know.
wonder if a lot of these shows coming out where we get to see a bit more of an adult focus, it's just because there's a lot of kids who are now kind of grown up, who are like, oh, I liked anime, but now I want to see anime about me still.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
otakus never grow up.
Well, no, but it's more of an age thing.
Yes, but no. I understand where you're coming from. I want that, but I also understand the industry, and it's not going to happen.
I'm just saying, there's got to be some. There's got to be.
I saw a weird thing, because it's strange that people don't admit that, because I saw on Twitter someone was chimping out on another person because they'd said that Dragon Ball Z was aimed towards young kids and teens, and they're like, no, it's not, and it's like, yes, it is. It's a really simple plot aimed towards kids. It's fine to like it now as an adult. It's good. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's primarily aimed at 8-year-olds, but you and the entirety of Latin America are all A-OK for loving Dragon Ball.
I love how it's become a national incident that Mexico... Goku and Jiren, Senor Baby Hands has got as an exclusive stream. He's on the scene there of the crime. I like how it's, of all countries, Mexico. Japan sent a polite request to not share it and not stream it. They ain't gonna give a fuck, let's be honest. How can you enforce that on a national-wide scale?
It is Dragon Ball that's causing this international incident.
Look, motherfucker, you had the rights to the Buu Saga, but nothing of Super. You better back the fuck down. Oh, God. Goku and Jiren, it's like fucking McGregor and Mayweather. Like the 2018 version, but only in Mexico.
Yeah, but this might actually have an exciting conclusion.
Hey!
Oh,
Do you guys remember LT Gray?
no.
Oh, I got the McDonald's toys once, probably in like 2006.
Huh.
Yeah. There was actually a character called like Guacamole in that series, I think.
I remember
pretty
Lucha Lucha on Cartoon Network. That was good.
I like that show.
Speaking of shows, let me get on to... Is it my pick? My fourth?
Yep.
Hot damn.
It
Okay,
may have. I kind of cut in there to stop the last conversation.
You did. Thank Christ. I appreciate that you did. Oh, it doesn't matter what order we go in, to be honest. It's all going to end up like garbage. My next one is Mahou Shoujo Site. So this is based on a manga. It's done by Production DOA. And it is drama, horror, psychological, and supernatural. So it's going to be super dark and edgy because I am an angsty teenager, as you guys full well know. Asagiri Aya, a girl bullied at school and at home. That was a weird sentence. One day, an eerie website, Mahou Shoujo Site, flashes on her computer screen and welcomes her to the Mahou Shoujo world. So it's probably, from the PV, it looks sort of like the Battle Royale-esque kind of thing, where, you know, they're going to be transported into this place and they're going to be able to kill. It's quite bloody, the PV, so, you know, a lot of people are going to get fucked up.
They already made Magical Girl Raisin Project. There's no need to do it again.
Yeah.
This is the exact same setup.
Was that in the real world and then they got transported into...
It was a
was
phone
it?
game.
Okay.
They played a phone game, and then they suddenly became magical girls, and then suddenly they're like, hey, you guys gotta kill each other now.
Okay, fair enough. It's with it giving it the horror tag. I'm like, is that for real? Because it's
the
either
horror
going to be
tag.
Look pretty messed up.
It is either going to be the Battle Royale style, or it's just going to be this bitch getting revenge on like a lot of the bullies, and then obviously that drawing negative attention from other users of the site. So I guess it will still boil down to a Battle Royale thing.
Yeah.
I'm just giving it a try. The only thing that I'm wary of is if it's like we're so edgy and dark. Oh man, look
Yeah.
at this.
Well, of course it
Like,
is.
and
That's
it
the
tries
whole
too
entire
hard.
genre is just like magical girls are innocent and cute until they're covered in blood.
Yeah. What if they weren't so innocent?
Why don't they just do something different and just just make an idol series where they just like kill each other, like do something different. Make an idol series where they have a bad show and one of them gets really mad and accidentally kills one of her like idol friends, and then
They've not done that yet?
she has to
So
like
instead
cope
of
with
Love
that for the
Life-
rest of the series.
It's hate death.
Yeah, no, but it's an accident. Like, it's just she gets mad and like pushes her down the stairwell, and then she's like paralyzed for life or whatever, and she has to cope with the pain of and the guilt of it, while
So
also
an
being an
idol
idol.
soap opera.
Yeah, but she's also
and
an idol
becomes
the
an
whole time.
alcoholic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did do the idol. We did the Yandere challenge. I remember way back in like episode 1 or 2. I think it was episode 1, and we came up with a Yandere idol, and she like loved the producer, and she would kill people who got too close to him.
Well, no, this would just be like it's an accident, and then she has to like cope with the
Okay,
real
so
and
she's a good
crushing
person.
situation that she's just destroyed somebody's life while also being an idol.
See,
I
if
like
you
that
don't
tagline to
want
any
that
series.
Mahou Shoujo show, you can always watch Mahou Shoujo Ore, which is the
Well,
both the girl and her crush get Yakuza power-ups into buff dude magical girls.
well, we will discuss that. Do you want me to go on to it now? Because that's actually my fifth
Oh,
and final
shit,
pick.
sorry, I didn't realize that was
No, it's okay. Do you want me to just do it and get it out the way because we've mentioned it? We might as well.
Please.
Fuck it. Yeah. So if you don't want that one, then you can have Magical Girl Ore, which is apparently either Magical Girl Boy or Magical Girl Me, depending on where you read it. I love this synopsis. It's brilliant, just because it gets weirder the more you read it. So, is this the wrong one? Is this the right one? Nah, you fucker. I'm on the wrong one. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds. This is great.
I have it up if you want me to read it.
Got it. There we go. Okay, so the story is about a 15-year-old girl who is a newbie idol and in love with her best friend's brother, who is also a popular idol. But she runs into a scary Yakuza guy who finds out that her mother was an ex-magical girl, and the Yakuza guy was her mascot. Her love interest gets kidnapped by demons that look like burly men with cute squirrel heads. Are you following so far? So she contracts the Yakuza to become a magical girl, which in the story means she turns into a handsome guy in a magical girl outfit. On top of that, her love interest shows an attraction towards her magical guy form. Her best friend also turns out to be in love with her and also becomes a magical cross-dressing guy to save her life. Thus, their manager, who is a magical girl geek, then decides to turn them into an idol unit. So she turns into buff Bishonen dude.
Yeah, they
Her love
just they were just like Lady Beard, but there's two of them.
Her love interest turns out to be gay, and then her best friend also turns out to be, well, she's gay as well, but then they both turn into guys. So potentially there's a yaoi triangle here, but two of them are actually girls. I hope it's really wacky and out there and absurd as comedy, because I love that synopsis because it just keeps adding dumb shit to it like more and more. Like, it's just, okay, she's an idol. Her mother was an ex-magical girl and also one of the Yakuzas. She has a love interest. He gets kidnapped by squirrel-headed burly men. Like, she turns into a guy. Her friend, but the thing is with a friend, it's just saying that she's cross-dressing, so she doesn't actually turn into a guy, so I'm so confused. I don't know. Is anyone, help me out here, guys? Is anyone watching this? Does anyone have a further
There's
answer?
no
It all makes sense once you find out the meaning of life.
We're fucked. Oh, well, it's all good because it's co-produced by Crunchyroll, so it's fine. We'll expect a lot of tweets about this in the near future.
They're gonna write whole entire articles about it until the creator comes out with some bad views.
Yeah. Remember Laid Back Camp and Eurocamp from this season of Winter? I looked because I was like, Crunchyroll is whoring that shit on Twitter.
Yeah.
They retweeted
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until the director denies the Armenian genocide.
Can we stop making stuff up? Can we just say, yeah, do you know one of the lead sound editors on Eurocamp was actually a massive racist?
Yeah.
Just make up a fake Japanese name and just see how many people jump on board with it.
You know, that would work because people would immediately be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, they wouldn't even fact check it. That's the
Oh my
weird
god,
thing.
the
It probably
sound
would work.
designer, and then they'd find out how Eurocamp is like has a deep meaning.
They'll say, really? So what was he saying when he applied this mellow guitar riff? Really, he was saying something about ethnic cleansing, but we'll never know for certain.
Yeah, we initially wanted to call it concentration camp, but they said that was too edgy. So instead we just made it about cute girls going camping.
Don't be a dork. They're freaking concentrating on nature. Don't try to suggest anything.
You've kind of accidentally stumbled across an anime or a manga that I really want to get made, and that's just heavily racist, homophobic, like, producer, and then his other team who are really, like, obviously normal people. And it's like, for God's sake, Jeff, we're not doing the racist one.
Okay, so this one's called The Final Solution, and the guys are just like, what if it was about idols? And they want to sing their hearts out to save their school.
Great. They can cut the hearts out of anyone who's not the race they are. They can destroy them. So maybe we'll tone down on that.
We'll use that as like a starting point. But let's not commit.
Can we please get the Mussolini anime today?
Oh, Jesus.
Today.
Pastralde!
Is that what it's going to be called?
Yeah, it's going to be called Pastralde.
Aren't we getting a Che Guevara anime?
Oh, no, that was a live-action movie that they made.
A live action, yeah.
Right.
That I need to see. Again, I haven't seen it. I need to see what the Japanese Castro is going to be.
Are there any other shows that are still on the list? I was thinking about throwing out Cutie Honey Universe, but honestly, I just like Devilman, and I know it's all Go Nagai, but it's not going to have the same director. Maybe it'll be good, but I probably won't check it out.
Fair enough. Has anyone got any picks on their list then? Just to chuck out there. Manimal?
Barry Goldman at Bandcamp.com.
Coryn, any picks that are definite shows that you were watching?
Well, last week my fifth one was a different show than what it is now, actually.
Okay.
So last time I picked what was it called? Fist of the Blue Sky, Soten no Ken, Read Genesis. I decided against that one in the meantime, and this time I'm going to be going with another old show that's getting revamped. Gingen Eiyu Denetsu Dai Nueves Kaikon.
Is this the shitty new Legend of Galactic Heroes reboot?
Yes.
Just watch the old ones. Please, for the love of God, don't watch this. Find the old ones. They are some of the greatest animation and story writing around. This new stuff does not do it justice. I've been getting into the old Legend of Galactic Heroes. Don't watch the new one.
Oh.
Do yourself a good goddamn favor.
Yeah.
No,
Get
you.
real and passionate cries.
I'm from
Shut up.
What?
What? No, you
Manimal,
can't just
also-
you can't just replace the voice with Greets all of a sudden and be okay.
That's the anime song.
What?
Manimal,
That is
you've got to
clearly
say-
a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Oh, my leprechaun.
Don't try to pass that off.
My leprechaun starts with
But you haven't done that, and it's the week of St. Patrick's, and you've not done that, so...
I know. Yeah.
I mean, he has just done it.
No, that was my impression.
That was his Greek impression, get it right.
Oh, whatever. Point
Which
is,
is
I'm
weird
going to check
because-
out the show, if nothing else.
It's only 12 episodes, so...
I know, it's only 12 episodes. It needs the full 50. Like it's slotted for 12
if
episodes and then a bunch of movies.
If it whets my appetite, I'll go back and watch the original. But, I don't know anything about it, so I'd like to just get a taste. It's okay.
Has it been released?
It's going to be fine.
The old Legend?
If your first taste is Dookie.
Can I get it on Crunchyroll or something,
Probably
there's streaming
not.
sites. It's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably not going to be on there.
Oh, no. It's kind of an up or down. If anything on my list goes sour, I'm probably going to replace it with Megalo Box.
Yeah. I mean, okay, that's our picks. I'm going to run through the list real quick and just throw out anything if you guys want to say anything. So, more Shingeki's no Soma. So, Food Wars is getting its second core. There you go. I don't know if anyone watches that. I think Josh does, but other than that,
if you like
nothing
tits,
that interests us. If you like food and tits, then that's the show for you.
I like
both
both
of those things, but I don't necessarily want them combined.
I want them combined. Tell me more.
Okay, well, we can all agree that we like them and enjoy them, but that's, I don't know. I can't honestly say I've tried it, but I know people are popular. Tried the show, that is. Oh, I'm a connoisseur of tits and food. Tits as food. Oh, I love them. Anyway,
that's cannibalism. Don't conflate those things.
Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Tokyo Ghoul is one of my favorite series. I bought the wallet from Hot Topic the other day. I've only seen the first episode, but I love it.
Yeah, if you want more Tokyo Ghoul again, that's obviously a big one for people, but nothing that really goes for us. The one we're all keen about, speaking of tits, is High School DxD, because life is only worth living if there's more High School DxD.
They're still making it. They're still keeping at it.
It's making money. It's making money.
It's a harem show, isn't it? It's a harem show.
Yeah, people are actually invested in that series, though.
Yeah,
I mean, To Love Ru. Just keep going.
Because you can make them never ending because you can't have it finish. Like you can't with a harem show, you can't have the main character actually decide on a person that he wants to spend time with, or go, actually, this is the most logical person, or the person I love most.
There's also other things that happen in that series, though, and by this point, I think it's kind of like it's more about the comedy as well as that one black-haired girl, though. She was just She was what? Finish your thought? No, I did finish my thought.
Oh, okay. Okay. She was Steins Gate we've gone through already. Sword Art Online Alternative. Speaking, funnily enough, Steins Gate 0. Alternative storyline for Sword Art Online. It doesn't follow Kirito or anyone. It follows a girl called Karen, who is 183 centimeters tall. She's a very tall Japanese lady who's self-conscious about her height, so she goes and plays Gun Gale Online. And there's a little teeny tiny girl in there. And she meets a brown-skinned female. Don't know why that's pertinent, but apparently it is. She meets a beautiful brown-skinned female player. And they hit it off, and then they go to a team battle royal. So it's Fortnite the anime! Whoa! Can't wait. I don't know.
Can I just mention how I love the fact that there's probably an equal number of Japanese and Irish women who have the name Karen?
It's a weird crossover.
Hello, Karen.
It works out somehow.
Yeah, it's a strange one. Different studio to who did the original Sword Art Online, so, and obviously will be a different director as well. I hate to say it, could be good. I know we've said that 1,000 times already this episode. Potentially could be mildly entertaining. I mean, I'm just hoping if it is this series that they develop more than she has height complex and she escapes to the virtual world to pretend that she's not tall. Like
that would be super disorienting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, she's using VR and she's like, well, this isn't right. That she's missing a foot. Like she goes from 6 foot. Oh, she goes from 183 centimeters to 150, it says, because it's very specific in the synopsis. So she's only really carving off a foot. That's not a massive amount of difference. Like, I mean, if that's the main crux of her, because
you at least have some reference in your previous existence of being that tall for at least a little while.
a
And I
little
assume
while.
depends
but if it
depends how long
loses
you're
about
stuck
a
in the
foot-
game, I guess. Right?
No, I think they can just log out. Cause
Oh, well, what's the fucking point?
with the second one, the character they introduced, Sinon, whatever her name was, blue-haired girl, sniper girl, she went into this gun game because she was terrified of guns. So she went into a virtual game of guns to try and get over that. Because
You know, we have talked about this when we were on the Manga Forums podcast, and it was the same dumb shit then, it's the same dumb shit now.
But I'm okay with that because that's a good. It's like it makes sense. When I say makes sense, it doesn't make perfect logical sense, but it's an angle for a story, and I'm happy with that.
Immersion therapy.
Yeah, she's witnessed the shooting. She's terrified of guns. She's going to try and confront it and get over this, even though she lives in Japan.
Immersion therapy is a thing. It's a thing, but involve a psychologist or something, or a psychiatrist.
Nah, just dive into the spider tank.
Yeah,
just go
great.
On, just go on games. It's fine.
It's like going to a carnival and asking the dude with the spider tank to fix your spider phobia. It's not going to end well.
I can fix you spider fear, but you also gotta go in the dark.
Oh shit! But there's that. What else is there? Devil's Line. Is this the vampire one? Yeah, it is. It's Tsukasa, a college student, is rescued from an attack by a devil, one of the many vampires that can blend in among the human population. Anzai, her savior, is a half-devil, so he's only half vampire, guys, who exploits her supernatural gifts as a member of the shadowy police task force that specializes in devil-related crime in Tokyo. As he continues to guard over Tsukasa, the two quickly forge a tentative bond, one that he fears will test his ironclad rule over never drinking human blood. So, there you go. It's a Vampire Night, Twilight kind of thing. But he's in the police, guys. So, there you go. You've got that one. 3D Kanajo Real Girl. That sounds dumb and stupid. That's the one where he's an otaku. He gets a popular girl boyfriend. And in the words of the PV itself, she beats the otaku out of him. And this is sure to be the comedy program of 2018 that you're going to see. So, high praise there.
Taming of the Weeb.
Taming of the Weeb is going to be good. I don't know, it'll just be boring wish fulfillment, I guess. But then
Probably.
again, mind you, actually, otaku, like, weeaboos and otaku don't like this, do they? They don't like anime characters who insult otakus and weeaboo. It's like
the problem is, once he becomes not a weeaboo, he's not one of them anymore, and they can no longer, sympathize, and they lose all connection to the character, and then they just feel bad about their own lives.
So it's not waifu bait, it's escapism. It's escapist bait. It's people
purely,
who want to get that way out.
Yeah.
It's a self-help show? Can we hope?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's going to be a scene where she's throwing away his hug pillows and shit like that, and she's in his bedroom. And there's a real girl in his bedroom and all that kind of shit. And it's like, oh my god.
It depends. It depends entirely where the show goes. If she just becomes a weeaboo in the end herself, then they're fucked. I don't know. Maybe they'll find a healthy middle ground. It's hard to say.
Don't be silly. There's no healthy middle ground.
There is healthy middle ground. We're all proof of it. Some of us are proof of it. I have a real job.
All of us are proof of it.
Look, I'm basically a high-functioning 16-year-old. Shut up.
I went to school.
I pay taxes. I
come from a highly educated university. No, I think we've all been there, though, to be fair. Someone coming into my bedroom and on one wall I've got my WWE title belt on there, and the other one's got a Bleach War scroll.
I'm a mature adult, and you guys are just weird.
You guys are all weird. I mean, I am also staying up late for, when I've got work in the morning to talk about cartoons from Japan, so it's but it's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna have to be quiet, but because my wife is asleep. But yeah, I'm pretty normal.
Yeah, I'm normal as shit. Dore-ku, the animation. This is the slave one. I remember bringing it up, but basically they have a machine that they all wear a bracelet or something. Let me see what it was again. Yeah, they're all wearing this thing, and you have to get the person to do what you want, or you have to win a bet. That's it. You have to win a bet, or you have to do something, and they become your slave then. If they're wearing this bracelet, they bet their freedom on you, and it's probably, it says drama and psychological, it's going to be a porn thing. It's absolutely going to be a porn thing.
If you watch the
not
PV,
explicitly.
there's a lot of porn things. There's naked dudes, there's naked women. It's a lot of sex. Because if you have a slave, it's going to be a sex thing.
There's Piano no Mori, don't care. Sarah, you're not even going to read that for that. And then, oh boy, my personal favourite, when we were talking about animes that people are going to make shocked O faces about, we have got Alice or Alice, because we all need a siscon show in our lives to talk about.
Which one do you like more? I like Alice. Oh, you like Alice? Who could have guessed?
It's a seinen and slice of life.
How?
The story gives a look at the daily life of a pair of Alice twins and their older brother, who has a sister complex. Them eating meals, getting into fights, playing with friends. Would you like to peek at the heartful daily life of the cute Alices? No. No, I wouldn't. I'm fearful for the Alices. I would like Child Protective Services to have a look in the Alice's life and see why they're being cared for by a brother who wants to fuck them.
Why there's no parents? Where are the parents? What happened to the parents?
They were mad scientists who turned the kids into monsters. And
They
they're
named
also
them both Alice. That's why they're in jail.
Yeah. Why are the parents so lazy to only give them one name?
Look, on the bright side, it's only a 5-minute show.
Why do they call them a pair of Alice twins?
Stop dissing a modern art. You know nothing about the mediums of artistic freedom and expression.
Who's it for, though?
It's for the
Who's
true
it for?
connoisseurs of the modern age.
Who is right? If I went to someone and went, okay, I've got a show idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alice and
Now,
Alice, they'd be like,
there's two girls.
Shit.
Two preteen girls. And they're going to be living with the brother who's caring for them. He's obviously going to be older, and he wants to fuck them.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a drama that taps into the deepest emotions of the man at his...
I had such a good feeling about this season, like an hour ago.
There's a lot of good stuff. We're just looking at the not so good stuff right now.
Are we talking about Binan Koko Chikyu Boe Boo Happy Kiss?
What?
what is that? Please tell me what that is.
There's no synopsis. It's just a picture of 5 dudes with no shirt on drinking soda.
That one, I think that's a continuation of another show.
I know what this is. That is, is it Earth Cutie Defense something?
Yeah, I want to say that's this. I think this is just like a spin-off of that.
Yeah, I watched
it looks
the first
like,
episode.
Yeah, because I remember like their magical creature sidekick was a capybara, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a pink bear thing.
Yeah, it's like a pink capybara. It is kind of adorable, I have to admit.
It was quite funny, actually. I watched the first episode. It wasn't for me, but it wasn't terrible. The first, 2-3 years ago, whenever it was, I don't know. Back when we did that ill-fated thing of watching every first episode.
They've had a couple seasons at this point, too, so...
yeah, there was one last year, I think, or the year before. Might have been this winter season.
If you're into it, my understanding is a lot of people like it, so, no hate.
We've got Comic Girls coming out, which
a lot of people also like shitting on their chests.
Yeah, a lot of people like it, so that's fine. That's not a standard.
No, I'm not saying it's that, but it doesn't seem offensive,
Not a lot of people like Barry Goldman at Bandcamp.com, which proves that not a lot of people have good taste.
Boy, I sure do. I support it regularly.
But thank you.
People don't check your bank account to prove that.
If we want to
Speaking of shows, go on. Sorry, I forgot what you were going to say.
If we want to get offensive, we can talk about Amai Patsu Watashi wa Kanshu Senyo Pet, which is about a Nazi who's raping a prisoner.
There we go.
Excuse me.
That's it.
Again. No,
It's a Nazi who has a woman prisoner and he tortures and rapes her. That's the show.
Again,
I was going to say, if you wanted a
No.
show that might have shit on the chest, that might be it.
From the
No.
makers of Confessions of an MMO Junkie.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. But no. They do a series like this every season now, and they gotta amp it up. A monk, lame. A trap, seen it before. They're just trying to reach that new level. A teacher and a student, boring. A Nazi and this, like, well, that's new. So these series are obvious. It's obvious what the target is and the point, and they're just pushing what they could do in a TV series, and they're doing it again. So
just
Good
kinda
old
wonder-
magic bus.
It's got to
What else?
stop at some point.
it has to
gotta
stop.
stop.
And this is not the end because there are more places to go.
Oh yeah, there'll be loads more of this. I don't just you have the internet. Just watch porn. Like you can just.
You see, that's not the appeal, though.
But there's nothing else to this.
I think the difference with something like this is that it's a legitimate like anime short instead of just like some low production thing or whatever. I mean, it is a low production short. It is low production. All these things are, but I don't know.
Subtitle of the original manga title translates to "I am the God's private pet." There you go.
That's not.
Wait for that.
That's not good.
It's like Skirt. It was made by the same guys who did Skirt no Naka. Blah, 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 blah.
Scared
That
no
one.
Naka with the trap dude. And coincidentally, a bunch of Ginyu Denhetsu stuff.
Again,
Who would thunk?
Including like the way old shit.
we might think that
Yeah, it's
this
been
is
around for ages.
They did
We
the
might-
original show.
we might think this is shocking. Just wait till you see what they do next season.
Can't wait. Can we take predictions? Can we try and find out what Magic Bus are doing? Can we just do a Magic Bus pool and
I
see
mean,
what
they're
they
going
think?
to space. They're visiting the rainforest.
I think the rainforest probably the
Miss
rainforest.
Frizzle, what are we
Shut up.
watching? Seatbelts, everyone!
It's gonna be a bumpy ride. She's in for it. She's
Yeah.
pissed off the warden this time.
Okay, my guess is their next show is going to be about a cowboy. There's going to be a cowboy
honestly,
in it somewhere.
That sounds possible. It'll be based
Oakback Mountain, the animation.
Yes.
It'll be based in
South America.
South American cowboy. That's different.
There are cowboys down there. I forget their exact term for it, but like, out on the South American steppe. It's a big thing.
Oh, that's
Ah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I never knew.
The more you know. Da, 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 da.
Sports animes. Sorry, Comic Girls. It's just going to be like a slice of life comedy where there's 4 girls.
Excuse me, it's called
manga.
manga girls. How dare you use the comic term when we talk anime?
How dare you? Captain
But
Tsubasa.
it does say comic girls.
Excuse me, they've just admitted defeat.
Isn't Captain Tsubasa's an old one, isn't it? Like an old soccer. I hate using the word soccer, but an old football manga or anime. Sure it is.
Maybe?
I don't know.
Soccer,
Sure.
please. It's soccer.
It's
We
soccer.
know.
To Be Hero 2 is coming out. That's going to be good because I enjoyed To Be Hero. It was a bit dumb and, fun. 10 minutes, so it's always good.
They're gonna make another season, and instead of he's gonna be like, I'm a hero, and someone comes down and they're like, yeah, and he says, okay.
And hold the phone. Here's possibly the most exciting one of the entire season. And it's Fumikiri Jikken. The omnibus manga tells a series of short stories about conversations young women have while waiting at railroad crossings.
Why
Honestly,
haven't
that could be fun.
That does sound kind of good.
Yeah.
It's like such a niche thing.
Yeah,
do
but
you
like,
hear
it's
what a
just
girl
like
says?
a little like collection of weird, maybe telling stories where we delve into the human condition almost. I don't know.
It's a show
And
about
also-
nothing.
How about a show about idols that are Amish?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Idols,
kind of
okay.
sold.
I want Amish idols. That'd be pretty damn good.
Like they have
Get
to
right
like
in it.
adapt. They have to be like, no, we can't have technology, but we're still idols in our heart. How did you hear about idols? Do you know about that music thing? Do you have
I
a
mean,
Walkman disc?
Have you done the research? Maybe there are Amish idol groups.
Oh shit!
we-
It's an Amish idol group who are on Rumspringa, and they've got to get famous before they go back home.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. 'Cause, yeah, when they go back home, they're gonna be like, what is this what is this disc that is shiny?
Yeah, the epilogue is years later, and the kid's going, "Mom, what's that CD?" And she'll go, "Oh, someday, sweetie, you'll know." Wink.
Look, the Amish have like a whole array of power tools now that they power on a compressed air. So like,
Really?
yeah, like you can get a power saw, like a table saw that runs on compressed air, completely
I need to-
legit according to
watch
Amish
it.
rules.
I need to watch a documentary on Amish. I have
The
no
Amish
idea.
are really interesting, actually. My point is, they have got to have an Amish CD player somehow, or they will
Pressed
soon.
air CD player.
Yeah, I don't
Again,
know.
they'll figure a way to not to use electricity, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Amish idols is pretty damn cool.
You know,
I want that.
you think of all the demographics you can offend on the internet? Can you offend Amish people? Like, would
You
they
sure
know?
can't.
Not on the internet.
Yeah,
if
like
they're
on
on
the internet.
Rumspringa, sure.
No,
Hey, Jebediah, check out this meme. And he's like, "No."
correction. You can't offend the Amish, but you can offend people on
On
behalf
behalf,
of the Amish.
On behalf of
right.
the Amish, of course. But you
If
can-
they're
you know,
woke.
how many Amish people have actually heard the Weird Al song?
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
hard to say. I honestly don't completely understand all the rules. Because, like,
No.
I know in the local Amish community kind of down where I lived, it was Yoder, Kansas. And, like, they had a whole restaurant they ran. And I don't know how they did that by, like, Amish standards.
There's one by Duluth that has a furniture store, but they're
Oh,
probably
yeah, Amish furniture is pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think my parents they're not quite Amish. They're like one of the off-brand Amishes. Or
Off-brand Amish.
What?
We'll call them that.
What?
Great brand Amish. It's like a Kroger knockoff.
great value Amish. But no, they run like a building thing. So like they'll come out and like put up a garage in a day or something like that.
Oh, okay.
This is what makes sense. This is why Coryn's an engineer.
Because of all the
makes sense,
barn
blood.
racings.
I have never attended a barn racing. I'm an engineer for an entirely different set of reasons.
He's got building in his genetics.
I'm not Amish.
There we go. There's another episode title I could have had.
I'm half Amish on my mom's side. I turn off my phone at night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much all I can be asked to talk about. There's new card fight, Beyblade, all that, Yokai
Yeah.
Watch, all that
Season
shite.
preview is
I was-
boring. We have something more exciting.
Yeah. I do want to bring up Batman Ninja. That's what it's called. I'm not
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
making it easy. It's called Batman Ninja, and it looks amazing.
I think you mean Batman Shinobi.
It's called Batman Ninja, motherfucker. But that's one of the movies coming out this season.
Oh god, yeah, we need to go through the movies. The final one, the third Code Geass movie that just, basically goes over the anime again. Because why not? What is there? A new Digimon, a new Godzilla movie.
Which can I say, that
God, this is
Digimon
riveting.
poster is fantastic.
Oh, it looks cool as shit.
It looks cool as shit.
The Digimon
don't
like
have faith in
reboot
Digimon
and
anymore.
new stuff has silently been killing it behind the scenes.
Has it?
It
Yeah.
has.
I have not even give it the time of day, I'm not going to lie. I like
One of these
seeing
days I'll
Digimon.
get around to playing Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth because I've heard that's a really good, just classic JRPG kind of thing. I bought it and it's just sitting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, Digimon is crazy quality somehow. It just happened.
Consistently too.
There was an OVA I saw on Crunchyroll, which was slated as coming. What show was that? When I booted up on Sunday, it was like, new OVA, but it's like, not here yet. Fuck you.
That's the actual message. Fuck
No,
you.
it was something from like the last season or a season or two before now. And I
No.
don't remember what it was, but I was really excited because it was a good show.
I'm not sure.
Ah.
Anything else about the spring season?
I think we should
overall,
just stop
you guys?
talking about the spring season.
Well, we kind of said everything that we can. There's a lot of shows that I'm interested in, and 2 that I'm absolutely definitely going to check out, and I know I'm going to stick with all the way through, which is Persona 5 and My Hero Academia. Hopefully some nice surprises in there as well. There's a good handful. Kind of like winter season. It's been a winter season overall. I think was a decent enough season. There was more than I usually check out. So it'll be good.
Oh, it was Mob Psycho. There was going to be a Mob Psycho OVA.
Oh no, that's getting a second season.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there was an
season's been
OVA
announced.
that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
Or is coming out, or has at this point. It has
We
come
kind
out. I'm
of-
looking
I'm
at it
thinking
online.
about
It's. Oh wait, no, it hasn't. God damn it! It's like you can go online and click on it, but it hasn't actually come out. I don't think. I don't know. But yeah, that looks
Yeah,
fun. Mob Psycho's
we will
great.
find out and report back for next week when we actually do all the news and shit like that. But that's the spring season.
We have something
that's our
better
take on it.
in store for you guys.
Yeah, Manimal loves the season previews, but I hope that
We got a nice
that was
story
awesome.
coming up.
Do we
Oh
have?
God, yes we have.
Do we have to do a reading tonight? It's
Yes.
It's late, please.
real late, man.
Okay.
Fine, I quit.
It's only gonna take a few
That's
minutes.
not what I meant. Oh no. He's gone.
Oh, okay. You've just he just rage quit because we didn't do his. He went through all of the
I was about to
entire-
offer him a compromise. We'll do 2 chapters next week, but
Okay. Well, Manimal doesn't like the season previews, and he sat all the way through the end of it, and then he didn't get to read the story. So, Manimal, if you're listening to this now, because you've gone, I'm sorry. We promise we'll do it next week. Just know I was down to it. I'll throw these fuckers under the bus. They were the ones who said no.
fuck
I said yes.
you.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to claim otherwise.
Over this.
Yeah. Okay. But that's it. That's all for us. It's late. We're tired. We're all going home. We're all
Yeah.
in bed. Any other parting shots from you guys before we head out?
Oh, I thought
No.
I had something, but I forgot. So nope.
There we go. That's a good metaphor for the show. Thought we had something, but no.
We sure did not.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
If this episode is fucked, let's just not do it. I can't do this again.
Accept the curse. I'll throw something together in like 15 minutes and send it to you.
I will, if this is fucked, I will do a fucking solo cast where I will just sit with Audacity open and fucking go through every show.
I
No,
will try to
Brian-
fix Sword Art Online.
There will put his plumpest chair in front of his whirring fireplace and dramatically read the synopses.
Oh no, it's too late to start the fire. Oh, my plumpest
man.
chair.
Well, it's going to continue being cold for a few more days.
I have to
Manimal's back.
do my own story. I just realized
You have to
that.
do your own story. We'll do 2 of the dramatic readings next week, but you have to do your own Chuny thing.
Of course.
These are
God, yeah,
acceptable terms.
We almost broke the streak then. Okay. We've got to do Manimal story. It's continuing. It reached a thrilling cliffhanger last week. But please continue, Manimal. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care. New episode every Wednesday and all that kind of shit. Bye. Love you. Bye. 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 Subscribe. Like.
Bye.
Give a fuck.
Traitors. They fill the air like flies. In the mist.
I feel like this is
Steam.
directed.
They come up and build you like a tower of Jenga blocks. Then suddenly, one falls and the whole tower collapses.
We're doing 2 next time.
They arrive with smiling faces, but the whole expressions of indifference and not even care for the matters of which the foundation
You jackass.
is created. Traitors in suits like swines, which behold bacon behind the layers, traitors like the factories that fill the city with steam and keep the sun just in view enough to imagine what true brilliance and bright light would be like. But then the night comes. The Chuny knew this was true as she left the room through the window and jumped topless on top of the Chinese chicken shop on the busy street. She ran and ran and ran and ran and walked and ran and walked and jogged and ran and walked and stopped for a breath and ran and slowed down until her house was in view. Traitors.
I'm not apologizing.
I feel like this is a new arc.
Yeah, I just started a new arc in the series.
Okay, bye guys.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick, and your brain stops ticking.
There, that's how it goes down. Keep ticking.
We're sorry, Manimal.